Mm.
Yes. So, good evening,
Oh,
everybody.
fantastic. Oh,
Well,
look at that.
I know.
Oh, look, I've got a nice little banner, all of my own.
Yes, you do. So, welcome, everybody. It's Backfire Simsport TV, and we are bringing to your screen pleasure, as my cat decides she's had enough of sitting on my knee, the TCR Challenge Cup Season 17. We are in Week 4, and we are at the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Mosport, to those that are familiar with it. And we're in Ontario, depends on how posh you are, in Canada. I'm Pete Bingham, and I'm joined in the booth tonight by birthday boy Sir Alan of Toon. Good evening.
Good evening, Pete. Good evening, everyone.
I promise
I'm
that's
well excited. It's my birthday. I'm 71 today, which is very exciting. I didn't remember until late last night that it was going to be July the 3rd today, so that was exciting. But even more so, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, an absolute mecca, a gem of sim racing loveliness, and I can't wait to get out there.
yeah. It's well. This is a track of massive elevation changes, massive technical challenges, and if we go and find somebody to stare at, not in a pervy way, or maybe depends on who we're looking at, doesn't it? At the moment, if I can get my screen to do something, that would be nice. There we go. We've got Stephen Walker topping the timing screens in that Honda Civic. But we've got a burgeoning field tonight, and they are still joining, Alan. We're up to 35 pugilists tonight. It's quite...
It's me, Pete. Really?
Yeah. I don't know what Daniel Mills has been eating, but he's second on the timing towers at the minute. He's not on track at the moment.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
There's a couple of updates, but I can't update. I can update one. So Wayne Douglas has switched to the Veloster. I don't know whether that was accidental or not because I didn't know it was happening. So we'll have to see what happens with him. Hello to PVG on the chat, who says happy birthday to you, Alan.
Happy birthday, Peter. Now, Peter actually phoned me up today and FaceTimed me to say happy birthday. How cool is that?
That is the coolest ever.
Yeah, really. Nice. I was very touched by that. It was lovely of him to do that. He caught me in the middle of a round of golf there, so I didn't have long to talk.
Oh dear. And then good evening to Jenny Sandman on the chat as well. So there's quite a few people watching. So we'll get on with talking about the league as my cat has now rejoined me. Right, so I don't know what you're doing, Willow. Trying to get on my shoulder. Okay. Right, so let's have a look at the standings, shall we? In the pro category, Spencer, our current reigning champion, is still on the top of the pile. 71 points clear. We're on the scores on your left-hand column, folks. From Sam Blease, his own teammate. Well, now sister teammate, because of course they've swapped over, haven't they, after Naveed joined, which is cool. And then Simon Trendle, stealthing his way up the standings, Alan. No stranger to being at the top there.
No.
Pete Newman is in 4th, and then Jamie Jeffrey is currently in 5th place again. He makes his way calmly and carefully to the top of the standings usually, doesn't he?
Well, honestly, Pete, you look at that top 5, and then you're looking at somebody of Stephen Waters' class in 6th and Jay Corley in 7th, and you realise just how much quality there is.
Absolutely, and Jay Corley, of course, had a bit of a nightmare last race, which we're not going to mention again. Logan McKinsey, he's a very, very fast driver as well. He got caught up in a lot of stuff last time. And David Johansson has joined us again. So
fantastic.
He's back. Yeah, I don't know what he's been up to, but he's back. Currently 4th in this practice session. But we're going to move on to the Pro-Am. So, again, column on the left, folks. Martin Shirley still at the top of this one, which is brilliant. We've got some new drivers showing their talent at the top of the Pro-Am class, because Christopher Smith is in 2nd place there.
Very exciting to get this new blood into because these are hard-fought little championships, aren't they, Pete? People really want to win them, and this is exciting times for everybody.
It is. Your captain in 3rd, Carl Hardy, with PVG in 4th, and Jamie Wilson, last season's Pro-Am champion, in 5th. It's pretty heavy at the top of this Pro-Am Championship.
Well, Dan Mills in 6th. Now, you've got to see that he looks like he's a rising star, doesn't he?
He really does, yeah. And he's super fast in the session tonight already. So, yeah, that one. And Rene Earhart, last season, he was brilliant. And
Yes.
he's had a bit of a rough deal this time. He checked out early on last time, if you remember, when he got caught up in that big pile-up.
Yeah, but he wasn't short of pace at all.
No, not at all. I think he will slowly rise to the surface here as well. And then a whole load of familiar names sat beneath him there.
Yeah, quality as well. Roger's fantastic driver these days. He's got pace to burn, and look, crikey, it's a lot of scrapping the whole length of that group, and it can't be anything but exciting racing for all those drivers.
And there's positions available in the pro class because there's only about 11 of them at the minute. So whoever tops the charts here will get that opportunity to move up at the end of the season. Then we move to the AM class, which is no less, competitive.
Absolutely, there's no lack of competition in any of these categories. No. They all race like their lives depend on it.
Yeah, so Chris Dixon is topping this one, but he's only 11 points clear of Fiona, who in turn, well, she's got a bit of a gap, hasn't she? She's got like 35 points, 34 points. I can't count. Over Arnaud Chenonnier, who's having a great season so far. And last season's champion of AM class, David Ayres, finds himself in 4th for now.
Yes, well, hopefully he can pick up the tracers, but, well, he's got serious competition.
Yes, yeah, he has. Team standings-wise, because we're going to move through this quite quick, we're about to go to quali. Result X Pure Sims are actually at the top of the pile. They've threatened it in previous seasons, if you remember. And with Hydra Race Geodesic splitting out into 2 teams, obviously those points get diluted 2 ways. I think Result are going to get challenged right to the end of the season. But RD Simsport, 2nd place, and Team Chimera find themselves in 3rd. It shows that consistency gets you.
Well, RD Simsport have shown fantastic pace, and they've been racing together, haven't they? It's been pretty nice to see. And we know it's nice to see Simon back and Team Chimera back in full flow. But look where Hydra Race are, you see. You're quite right. They've been booted down to 4th and 7th?
Yeah.
Wow. I haven't thought of that aspect of it, but you're right. That is serious. It has had a serious impact, hasn't it?
It has. But I think that they will slowly make their way north again.
You can never you can't hold them down.
No, definitely not. So driver of the meeting, Daniel Mills, who we were just talking about, Logan, Christopher Smith, Arnaud, Jamie Jeffrey, PVG, all sharing the top spot on 1 point at the moment. So not well, other than the fact that it shows that different people have shone in different races. Not a great deal to talk through there. And then your Safe Driver Award. I was looking at this earlier. Russell Cowell at the top of it. Logan McKinsey in 2nd. And Chris Needham in 3rd. So we've got quite a challenge at the top of that one. I'm just going to go.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting.
Shut the man cave door. Just one sec.
They're all actually have all been involved in a lot of racing. So I don't know how these guys keep it clean. It's beyond me. I was raking in off-track points like they were going out of fashion last night at the Red Bull Ring. I got a DQ. It was fantastic. It's the first one I've had for, I don't know, a couple of years. But I got so many, and then I got a real good. Somebody clouted me nicely, and so I picked up a few extra points, and that put me over the limit and black flagged me.
Dear. Right, okay.
Very exciting stuff, indeed.
Indeed, yeah, absolutely. Right, let's go back to whatever's going on in the qualifying session, because we have just started it. So let's go to the qualifying tower, put you a track map up, folks. We'll go on board with Mr. Wobbly Kneecaps and see where he's getting his time, if he is doing. So I need to go with a bit of this. Oh, not that, this. Right, doing a bit of tyre warming here.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, no scrutineering on our leagues, so you can literally do proper tyre warming. Let me go cockpit on him a minute and put him in the right view. Right, heading towards the S's here at the end of the lap. We've just been down Mario Andretti straightaway. This is the end of the lap. Yeah, this is White's, which is the last turn on the track. Straighten your car up, get on the gas. I don't think he'll be on a proper racing lap just yet. Turn 1 is affectionately known as Turn 1, but it's pretty lethal here. You've got to keep it on the inside. It's easy to run super wide and get nudged out before you head into Clayton, which is, they call this 2 turns. This was the first bit, the first apex there. And then this, when you pull it back down again, is the second portion. Then you go into
Hopefully.
Quebec. I don't know why it's called Quebec, because we're in Ontario, but never mind. And then fire it. Ooh, he's a bit wide. He's on the dirt. That's ruined that lap for him, probably, but I don't think he's on actually a fast lap. Turn 4 here is this super fast downhill. It's steeper than it looks there. We'll see it from a different angle later. Before you end up into this lethal corner, Moss, which is double apexed. You can carry a bit of speed through the second portion of it, but don't ever try and carry too much through the first. You'll find a wall. And then it's an uphill struggle for all these cars. Struggle Street all the way up this hill. Mario Andretti straight away. This is kind of where we joined him when we got on board with him. Bolt it to the right hand side. You don't want anybody sneaking down the inside there, because you've got these S's to come. But the most optimal line is to sling it to the left in order to get the best turn in you can. In 4th gear, these are fast S's, these. You drop a gear, do you hit? Yep.
Yeah, 3rd gear.
Yeah, and then pit lane entries on the right there. That'll feature in the second of tonight's races, folks. I will go through the rules and regs as we watch these guys. But that was a nice... I think it was a reserved lap. I think he's yet to build up the speed. That was his...
Very nice demonstration lap, though. I call that first corner Lover's Leap.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Yeah.
You go down there, it's a real nice dip, and so many cars come together.
Yeah, big pile-ups and things like that. We've seen them in V8s before. It's a shocker of a corner, to be honest.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great. It kicks off the lap just the way it states its intentions very clearly by T1.
Yeah. Hopefully, Jay Corley can actually get a qualifying lap in that's decent this time around. Don't forget to watch his stream, folks. His streams are brilliant. He does track maps. Track guides every week, and each of them are brilliant. So get on his channel, obviously after you've watched this one. Cutting Corny are in good song. You got a happy birthday from Jenny Salmon.
Oh, thank you very much, my dear. That's very kind of you.
Yeah, that's excellent. Times are coming in now. Jake Corley in 14th at the minute. This is what he did last time, if you remember. He was mid-table when we launched. Right, let's go and have a look at what's changed. Naveed Hussain is now in an Audi.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, you said. Wow, that took me by surprise, Pete, I've got to say.
Yeah, so...
what does Naveed know that we don't?
I don't know, but he didn't score hardly any points last time, so I don't see the point in giving him a penalty. But I'm sure that will go down like a bucket of cold vomit somewhere. We've already mentioned, have we, that Wayne is now in a Veloster, but I didn't know that was happening, so I think that might be either accidental and a one-off, or, we need to have a conversation. Any other new people in? I don't think there's any new ones. There is a new sign-up, but I don't see him in the list. He has got an invite, but it was fairly late on when either A, I spotted it, or B, he sent it. So hopefully Gary Bennington will join in future races.
Wow.
But he's already got a
You've
mention
been busy,
today.
Pete. Honestly, every week it's the same. You're signing somebody in.
I know.
Well, there you go.
30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 races this evening. It's not
really?
It's not a massive track. And
no, it's not a massive track. That's probably the most I've ever seen on here, in fact.
Yeah. So David Johansson, super fast, back with us.
I've seen some big skippy races on here, but I think 30, just over 30. I think 36 is outstanding amount of cars. You just don't see it very often, do you?
No, I'm going to find a Cutting Corny car so that people remember their colour scheme, because I like this colour scheme. It's nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, we have got a curb cam, but it's one of those tracks where I don't remember where I put it. Oh, sorry, where Sam put it. Where's curb cam gone? Just give me a minute.
Down where's curb cam?
Yeah, so it's here. That
there.
might be turn 1, actually, is it? Maybe. No, it's not turn 1. Jamie Jeffrey just went over it. So where's Jamie? Jamie Jeffrey. We'll try and find out where that is. Yeah, it's in white. Okay, I know where that is now. It's pit lane entry. Okay. So, yeah, what was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah. Reminder for everybody, Pro cars have blue number boards, white writing. As you can see on Jamie's car, if I get a different camera, there we go. And blue banners with white writing in the window. They say Pro all over the car, you can't get that wrong. Ex-champions are usually in Pro, but not always. We'll talk about that in a second. So they have a blue number board because they're in Pro, but yellow writing because they were a previous champion. Where's Chris?
I always thought that was because they had malaria.
No, not just because of that reason. Right, so where's Stefan? Let's have a look at Stefan. Here he is. He's in the Pro-Am category and doing very well. He's got green number boards and green banner. That means he's a Pro-Am driver. There is one which is a previous champion, which is Chris Needham, but can I find him? I don't think he's in, actually. He has a yellow writing because he's a previous champion of this series, as Wayne Douglas goes super wide in the background and loses it in the S's.
Wow. Liking his Stefan's paint there.
Yeah, it's lush,
we haven't done a nice close look at it before. It's really very detailed, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a proper job, that is.
VTS do fantastic paint jobs. I don't know whether Marco Lower still does them or whether Stefan's doing his own, but it is really nice. There's Fee. She's got her Civic colours on now, and she is sporting the orange number boards and banners with the black writing, which is an AM class car. So everybody's got something to race for this season.
Yes, and it's hard for every single one of them.
It is, yeah, it really is. It's going to be a very busy first race, which will be 20 minutes. No need for a pit stop, 30% fuel. Pete looks like he's set up everything normally again, which is a miracle. And then we have a 5-minute interlude. We reverse the top 15 as they finish in the first race for the start of the second race, which will be a 40-minute race, where they will require a pit stop because 30% fuel means that it's impossible now to fuel save to the end. He says with no confidence whatsoever.
I'm thinking I would have to fuel stop twice, Pete. Probably.
Well, maybe, yeah. Me and you both. I'll carry the can, the can of fuel. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting second race. Last time's was dramatic, not because of the reverse grid. It was dramatic for other reasons. You'll have to watch the stream if you want to know what it is. It gets us more views and therefore more popularity. We've got quite a few people watching now, Alan. It's pretty good, this. I think they've turned up for your birthday.
Oh, that's lovely.
Pete
well,
Newman.
They're very welcome.
Yeah.
They're very welcome indeed. And well, it's good to know that the drivers are being supported, because after all, that's why they're here.
Absolutely. Family, friends, and any fans, more than welcome on BSTV's broadcasts and chats. So Pete Newman, struggling himself. He's taken the Jay Corley route of not yet qualifying very highly, and yet he was a massive feature at Portimao last week. Go on.
Well, we've still got a lot of time left in the qualified bucket, haven't we?
We do, yeah.
So
well, we've got 5 minutes.
It can maybe, yes. So that's what, a couple of laps.
Yeah, I think he got an off
Might
track
well
on
keep
that
an eye
one.
on, because he's obviously going to be trying quite hard in the next 5 minutes, isn't he?
Yeah, and Naveed changing to the Audi is
He's hustled that, hasn't he? Goodness.
Yeah, it is a bit of a pig on most tracks, and I think this one it's going to struggle as well. It's not optimised for this, is it?
Well, he's getting a good time out of it.
Yeah, he is. So we're going to have to see. His car may be in the black Geo colours, but he is racing for the white team, hence the wheel hubs. So he's going to.
Well, that's clever, Pete. Like that cleverness.
Yeah.
At least we can tell which is which.
Absolutely. Right, who else have we got on camera? Jamie Jeffrey, slowly making his way up the standings, but it is slow. He's sideways going into Clayton.
Is Naveed with Spencer, or is he...
I want to say...
Around?
No, he's in with Sam, that's right.
He's in with Sam, right.
So, let's have a look who else is having a bit of a time. Jura, Larkinen, needs a decent time on the board. He's currently in 29th. Chris Dixon, currently last of all, and yet I'm leader at the minute. So he needs to sort himself out. He was saying he needed to do more practice, didn't he? I don't know whether he's managed to actually get the time to do any, but we'll see. Who else have we got? What? He's pulled over to let people through, I think.
Yeah, so he must have aborted that lap.
Yeah, or he got an off track on it and didn't see the
Yeah,
need
well,
to finish.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, well, let's hope he puts one in. He's happy. We want always need people to be happy, but putting in a good lap is not guaranteed around here. When we were
No.
watching Wobbly go round, he demonstrated quite nicely some of the dangerous places on this circuit.
Yeah.
There's some really dangerous places where it's easy to get a wheel over the line and you can get an off track. And you can pick one up without even trying. So maybe the drives are getting a bit squeezed.
Maybe.
Slippery. It could well be slippery out there. This is can be a slippery track sometime.
Yeah, I thought Roger was on a lap then, but he seems to have aborted it. There's Dietmar. He's making his way up the standings slowly but surely. Wayne Douglas has put a very good time in for his position in Pro-Am.
Crikey, that's a cracking good time, Wayne. Well done.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And Dan as well. Look at that. You see him running in seventh.
Yep, here he is. So there's some good times coming through. They've got 3 minutes left. Only 3 minutes. Sorry, 2 minutes.
I do think this is a track that rewards a bit of experience.
Yes, yeah. And look at the way that the standings have worked out here again. So the Pro-Am and the Pro, a bit bled together. And then Am are, I suppose, where they usually would be, with David Ayres leading the way in that one. Is he on track? No, he's not. So yeah, solid.
Well, he'll be glad to see his name towards the top, won't he?
Yes.
Because he needs to go on the points. Though we are this fourth week, so we're actually a third of the way through the season already. Can you believe it?
I know, it's shocking, isn't it? How fast time disappears. Pete Newman has moved his way up quite a lot, now in 15th. He'll probably want to improve on that a little bit more.
He's probably got another lap left inside him, hasn't he? Where is he? Has he got time for another one?
He's probably not, because it's 1 minute 25 for a lap and it kicks you out of the session. We're at 14 minutes now, so there's only 55.
Whereabouts is he on the track?
I think he's about to come around this last corner. Oh. So this is the lap he needs.
Yes.
Or has he put
this
it
is
into
the one
pit
now.
road? Oh, he's put it into pit road.
Oh, okay. Well, he's.
So there goes Stephen Walker. Rolls it over the line, so he's not going to improve either. We know how important the grid position is for this first race. Yeah,
it's absolutely strategic value, isn't it? It's immense.
Yeah, there was a work guard car out on the wilds.
Yeah, it was Andy, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
Andy.
Wobbly just invalidated his lap on the last corner there by running wide. Where's Spencer? He's over the line as well. So we're about to go into the first race, folks.
So Wobbly's actually put in a cracking good time with Stephen there. We can expect a hot start between those two.
Yes. This one's going to be very, very interesting. I'm going to do names only on the grid. Since we've got 36 drivers, there's no way I'm getting through the team names. So you can read them at your own leisure, folks. I'm going to wait for somebody to join the track. Oops, I need to do this, obviously. Right, I don't want to focus on David Ayres. He's the only one on the track, though. Because he's always flashing his lights. Right, okay. So, Stephen Walker will lead us away. Oh, need to extend grid. There we go. Wobbly will go off on the front row next to him. So yeah, that'll be a good drag race of Civics to the first corner. Logan McKinsey off third, with Spencer McCarthy, our current reigning champion, off fourth. David Johansson off fifth. Naveed Hussain in the Audi off sixth. Simon Trendle seventh. Wayne Douglas, a very good qualifying session, in eighth. Sam Blees in ninth. Jake Hawley in 10th. That's much better than he's done recently. Daniel Mills in 11th. And Jamie Jeffrey in 12th. 13th is Martin Shirley, current leader of the Pro-Am Championship. Stefan Goebel off 14th. Pete Newman off 15th. Rene Earhart off 16th. 17th will be Carl Hardy. Chris Smith. Why has that gone all funny? Why? Don't know. Right, let's go back here. Carl Hardy. Christopher Smith off 18th. 19th will be Dietmar Hoos. Matthias Schultz will go off 20th. 21st will be Pete Van Gool. 22nd will be Roger Morton. Jura Larkinen will go off 23rd. Stop flashing your lights. Jamie Wilson will go off 24th. I'm just going to move the camera. No reason. 25th will be David Danza. Anthony Hilton goes off 26th. 27th will be David Ayres. 28th will be Arnaud Chenonnier. Andrew Littler goes off 29th. Matt Flannery goes off 30th. 31st will be Harry George. Boyd Driesen off 32nd. 33rd will be Jason Harrington. 34th will be Fiona. 35th will be Chris Dixon. And 36th will be Dave Campbell.
Wow.
Right.
That's well done, Pete.
I know, crazy. All right.
Magnificent. Well done, drivers. That's a magnificent grid. I don't think I've ever seen a better.
No, I mean, we're waiting on 2 drivers at the minute. One of them is Carl Hardy. One of them is Dave Campbell.
And very well done to those. Ooh.
And they have not joined the grid. So we are 2 cars down. And we are go at Mosport.
Are they coming out of the pits, Pete?
Stephen Walker got a blinder and he's away.
Oh, well, he's not going to be slow at coming forward.
No, he's not.
Pete and his fantastic start, and he'll be racing away.
Yes, he will. Right. We've got Martin Shirley going a bit wide there in the background. Everybody's sorting themselves out. This is the death trap on lap 1. Clayton corner. And then Quebec that follows it as we go 2 by 2 through here.
Yes, as long as they only keep it too wide.
Yeah.
I think my system can stand it.
Yeah, into Moss corner.
But to try and go 3, it's a bit hairy.
Yeah, that's Simon. Wayne Douglas on the inside of Simon Trendle.
Oh, that curb's wicked coming around there.
Yeah, door-to-door contact. And Wayne's not managed to make that stick. But
of course,
further
this
forward,
huddle's giving Stephen and Wobbly a nice chance to put a bit of distance between them two.
And it'll happen.
The guys behind, they're...
It's made better for them because these two are squabbling behind
Yes,
them.
exactly. They're having a good squabble.
Spencer and Logan. So straight to pit road or carrying on? Spencer doesn't know.
Spencer's got a car.
Yeah,
Logan hasn't.
Yeah, Logan's gone to pit road. So we'll have another look at that in 1 second. Quite a lot of shuffling about. As everybody overtakes Logan.
Oh, crikey. Well, that's really changed things.
That's not even registered as a crash.
Really?
Yeah, well, I don't know how that is possible.
Certainly completely changed the aspects of this race.
Yeah, so into the corner they go. Slightest. No, there wasn't even contact then. And then Spencer's drifted out onto the grass, cannot stop it, and straight to the side of Logan. And they're both wrecked. It's just I don't think Spencer could turn the wheel enough to get into pit road properly.
Right.
That's my assumption anyway.
Oh, crikey. So are they both in the pits?
They are.
Spencer's taken so right.
So.
Well, that's a shame because Logan got into the pit lane, so he won't have taken a tow.
No. Two Spectre 6 cars make for the gap with Naveed Hussain chasing.
Well, they got a great qualification, didn't they?
They did.
So they're reaping the reward of this, but Naveed is awake to what's happening and is hustling that Audi.
Very much so. As we watch, Wayne Douglas, Sam Blease, Simon Trendle. Oh, what's going on back here?
Oh.
Badness at the same point on the track as Sam Blease got derailed.
Word.
So we'll have a look at that in a second if I can find
Keep it on the tarmac, chaps, I say.
Yeah. Oh, Pete Van Gool's been off.
It's a bit hairy moments at the moment. I think they need to warm their tyres up, Pete.
It's these S's. Again here, it's the same for PVG. He's come round that corner and then been collected.
Oh, crikey.
by a crashing
Well,
Dietmar
there you
Hoos.
go. These are all racing incidents. There's nothing you can do about this. There's
No.
no intentionality in any of these things. It's just so easy to have that momentary loss of control. And in this place, it's very unforgiving sometimes, as you can see.
Oh, Jake
Whoa!
Hawley managed to avoid a totally out of control Wayne Douglas.
Is he in?
He's in council
What paint
colours.
is he in?
He's in
Right.
council paint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he swapped his car and I didn't know.
Ah.
Right, so, very eventful.
Oh, well, that's interesting. He's in a different car this week then as well.
Yes.
Ah.
So, here we go. Piling into the S's again. This is the scene of many deaths so far. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 visitors to pit road already. Wayne Douglas pulls over for a slowdown, is that? I can only assume it is.
Oh, you can say that all those crashes came before, all those incidents really came before they got the tyres warm.
Oh yeah, definitely. Scooting across the track. Spencer
Yes,
was the most clinical example of it.
It really looked like it was ice out there.
Yeah.
It really did look like it was slippery conditions.
It's that new tyre model that they've all they're all having to deal with now. It's a completely different ball game for them. Excuse me. I'll be intrigued to find out what happens to Carl because he's a lap down already. Need to get on the event tracker here. So no new crashes. Oh yes, we have actually. That's Dietmar off again.
So,
and I think Jamie Wilson's had a bit.
Was it Jamie? I was going to say, was it Jamie or Simon? It's just gone off.
Oh, Dietmar just. That looks technical, maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
he pulled over to the side of the road, and then reset the car.
Reset, so
right. Not sure what's going on there. Right, so at the very front, Wobbly has suddenly been caught.
Wow, that surprises me.
By Naveed.
They must have some serious pace in that Audi if he's caught Wobbly.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good places for the Audi, isn't there, on this track? Oh, that's a bit intimate.
Oh.
Nice save. Well done from Naveed. Now he's
skillful handling there. That was a really rapid counter steer to save that situation, and skillfully done indeed.
Cat-like reactions from Naveed Hussain as we come up the hill here towards, and then down again, of course, towards Moss Corner. I thought this was going to be the scene of many kills, but it's not.
Well, I think it's caused enough issues.
Yeah.
Put them in the mood for it.
Yes, I think so.
Things have settled down now. Stephen's maintaining and managed to stretch his gap, whereas Wobbly's fallen rather into the clutches. And we've got David, and we've got some serious pace creeping up. Now,
yes, we do.
Can they close the gap on Stephen? That is the question.
Sam Blease is in fourth and moving forward steadily. But Jake Hawley having a much better race this time round, which I'm really glad about.
Got going.
Jamie Jeffrey has got Daniel Mills and Simon Trendle for company, or he will do very shortly, unless he gets off down the road and after the leaders.
It's a very solid group. He's in there with some serious. Well, Craggy's dicing with Simon.
Yeah,
that's rather complimentary, isn't it?
It is.
I've never diced with Simon.
Simon just chose the sensible option. You never ever want to be on the outside of Clayton, just in case the car on the inside loses the front end, because you're going with it.
It's almost certain that somebody's going to do it sometime.
Yeah. Right, other battles.
This is a very dangerous place around here.
Yeah, further back in the order. But these guys are going to get really, really good points now because there's a few cars well out of position or in the pits still.
That's unfortunate.
So at the top end of the AM class right now is Arnaud Chenonnier, who is quite high in the standings anyway in AM class. Anthony Hilton just behind him in that Audi. The Audi's doing all right today. This must be a good track for it.
Well, we're certainly getting good performances out of the drivers.
Yes. Martin Shirley here. No, sorry, Daniel Mills here. Closing maybe on Jamie Jeffrey. I think he is.
Well, just have to. He's just been dicing with Simon Trendle, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So, has he won the dice with Simon Trendle? That's what it's looking like to me, and that's saying quite a lot about Dan.
Well, those two have got two champions behind them, Simon Trendle and Spencer. So, whilst these two carry on battling, it'll be interesting for the guys in front of them. Oh, what was that? Chris Dixon. Oh, getting overtaken by Logan Logan's on a recovery drive here. He was very early into the pits.
He was, yes, also very rapid early on, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. So, yeah. I mean,
let's hope Chris can get a bit of torque. Oh, crikey!
Good grief, guys. So that's not helped either Jamie Jeffrey or Daniel Mills. That's a lot of intimacy. You can see the back of. Wrong car, Pete. Wrong car. You can see the back of Jamie Jeffrey's car. Almost had no unicorns on it for a minute. Powered by unicorn farts, that car, and has been for many seasons.
To considerable success.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost won the championship one year.
And certainly brightens up the grid. You don't see many uniform. I mean, it's very ecological, of course.
It is, of course, yeah. Wobbly has just put in the fastest lap of the race. But
well done, Wobbly.
It must be nanoseconds faster than Steve Walker, because on my screen they've got exactly the same time.
Wow.
1:25.41.
Well, there'll be more to come with that, as you know.
Yeah.
But everybody wants the fastest lap.
It was a 1:25.408 as opposed to a 1:25.412.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's got the purple, and it looks very nice on that graphic.
It does, yeah. We'll keep that, shall we? Might as well. Right. What's going on here? This is still Jamie Jeffrey with Daniel Mills breathing all down his neck. But now they've got the two champions, one ex-champion, Simon Trendle, and one current champion, Spencer McCarthy, right on them.
This is quite a long line of interested patrons of the arts.
Yes, absolutely. And there goes Daniel Mills again, having a look. And
Daniel's clearly got a fair amount of pace here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm starting to wonder if he's not in the wrong class a little bit. He seems to spend an awful lot of time in those blue.
Yeah, we could argue that quite easily. Okay, here these guys come.
Pete is what, holding fire.
Yeah,
Mr. Newman. He's not making the ground that I would expect him to do.
No, not at the minute. It might be that he's not been able to practice or something
like
that.
I just think that Chris Smith is extremely quick.
Yeah.
And Rene, they're just extremely quick.
So this is
hard to get by.
Yeah, there's a massive queue about to form because the train of cars behind this group, led by Martin Shirley, which is here, is slowly catching the group in front because they're squabbling. And we're about to get nine cars, I think it is, for 7th place.
Look how close they are.
Yeah.
Look at this, honestly. Well, there's nothing encourages you more as a driver than a big bunch ahead of you fighting for their lives.
Yeah, exactly. Might be more than that, actually, because Stefan Goebel, oh my God, you are doing a great job today. He's in 15th. He's going to be the pole man for race 2 if he stays there. That's a really good result for him. If he can manage to stay in that position.
Come on, Stefan.
Someone needs to tell Stephen Walker that there are other cars in this race, because he is 2.3 seconds ahead. Clearly, it's pure luck that he's there, though, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. Well, he did say that he does like this track, and that's pretty significant. He doesn't throw his likes around that heavily, does he?
No.
When he says he likes the place, you can pretty much guarantee he's going to be fairly rapid around it.
Yeah, good evening to Nicola Jeffrey on the chat. Jamie is at the minute spearheading this what is soon to be about
Yes.
9 cars for 7th.
In the thick of things.
Ooh, he's gone again,
Nicola,
Daniel.
in the thick of things, he is. As usual. Okay.
Daniel Mills clearly has a lot of speed in that Veloster, and he's trying to force the issue here now. And he's getting alongside, but he's on the wrong side for Moss corner, so be interesting to see how they sort this out.
Be careful here, chaps.
Yeah, hopefully netcode doesn't kick in on anyone. Oh, that's a bit intimate, a bit more intimate. It is touring cars, so
yes,
you can expect a little bit of...
Jamie didn't want to give that up, but Daniel is making him wear it.
And this is it now. So we've got a train of 10 cars, I think, or 11 cars for 7th, and I think it's just going to get hotter and hotter. We're nearly 3/4 of the way through this 20-minute race.
Intensely competitive 20-minute race.
Yeah, and this is for the top spot in AM class. I'll just switch to this for a minute in the standing screen. You can see the separation in the cars. Oh, it gives you the fastest lap in class as well. Carl Hardy's got the fastest lap in Pro-Am. That's interesting.
Oh, well, that'll please him.
Yeah, I didn't know it did that. Thank you very much, Jamie Wilson. Yeah. Right.
He's awesome, is Jamie.
He is.
Now, what's happening here?
Mr. Trendle has gone to pit road.
Oh,
and driven
don't
through
see
pit
that.
road.
Oh, what's that about?
Did he pick up a penalty?
It must have been a drive-through. You wouldn't do that for fun.
Surely you've not picked up that many incident points in, what is this, 11 laps?
Perhaps he got a black flag and missed it.
Maybe that. It's been done before, hasn't it?
So it's happened to me.
Right, yeah.
They're in the top corner, and if you're very intent on what you're doing, it's in the top left-hand corner. You don't.
Whoa, Anthony Hilton, you're about to murder someone. No, you're not. Oh, that was close. Good save.
Well done.
Yeah, nice job. He's lost quite a few positions and needs to get back on it quick. Right, back up here. Spencer McCarthy has now seen his way past Jamie Jeffrey, and this is all split up now as a result of everything else going on. Where's Pete Newman going? Pete Newman well offline. But making his way up the order still. Oh no, he's not. He's just fallen back down the order. Looks like he's limping around a bit more. Where's my best time gone? Oh, when I come off it must reset. There we go. Right, so Wobbly's still got the fastest lap of the race so far. Sam Blease though, in a good place to best it. Now he's got ahead. Has he got ahead of David Johansen? Yes, he has over the piece.
That's not easy.
No, it's not. Jamie Wilson and David Danza here out in a bit of no man's land. Oh, who's that gone mega wide?
Oh, very agricultural out there.
Is
It's
that Matt Flannery?
easy to get on that piece of turf.
Yeah.
I'm well familiar with it. If you're not really careful, you can actually get as far as the wall, which is always a bit distressing.
I've been in that wall so many times in V8. It's almost got my name etched in it.
It takes some doing to get there, but goodness me.
It's about a week. You got to show your passport halfway across that grass. Right, so Stephen Walker has come off the go pedal a bit now, quite a lot actually. Oh no, he's just speed. He's
well,
just 25
for one.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't think he wants to. I think he's well aware that Wobbly's quick behind him.
Yeah, but they're in the same team now, so.
Yes, but you want to be on the top step of the podium, don't you?
You do. This is a hotly contested position here. This is Jamie Wilson. Simon Trendle. My apologies. Well out of position after his journey through pit road, getting put under pressure by David Ayres. I am befuddled about Simon Trendle going to pit road, but we'll see. Maybe it was
doing well, mixing it up with those chaps.
Yeah, maybe it was a million little 1Xs or whatever you get, or 4Xs from Daniel Mills. Oh, Logan coming through now, trying to put David Ayres down a position. This might get hotly contested.
I suppose a few 4-pointers would
straight
explain
through.
it quite comfortably.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
it's
been quite a lot of contact earlier on, wasn't there,
yeah,
between cars? You can pick them up very easily.
yeah.
Those
Well,
4-pointers aren't hard to come by.
we'll have to figure it out. Thijs van Gool is on the chat. Where is PVG? He had a bad start, didn't he? 'Cause
He's
he
had a
was,
bad start. He's languishing a bit in 28th.
yeah. Times are dropping off now, so I don't think anybody's beating Wobbly's time. And we are going to be entering into last lap kind of territory now.
Well, that's interesting. So you're saying that are the tyres going off towards the end of the races of a 20-minute
I
race?
think so, yeah.
Wow, because we used to get the battle for the fastest lap at the last 2 laps generally.
Yeah, I don't know how abrasive the Mosport circuit is. That is a white flag. Barney's waving there in
Oh,
the top
Barney's
corner.
at it. Well
Yeah.
done, Barney.
So Stephen
I'm
Walker.
glad somebody woke him up in time this week.
Yeah. Stephen Walker on his way through Moss Corner there. Still got some hot battles here. Martin Shirley chasing Cutting Corny TCR's Rene Earhart, all of which are chasing that unicorn powered Elantra of Jamie Jeffrey. Hardy Simsport well represented here in the top 15. And who's in reverse pole?
Roger.
Roger.
Well, he won't mind that. He's a very good pole sitter, as we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
He's quite happy to sit there. He's not phased by being in the number 1 position.
No, he's not. We've seen it a number of times. The top 3 have split up somewhat as we come across the line, actually.
Well,
I didn't realise the lap had
it's
finished
been
that quick.
a real
Whoa!
knockout,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
It has.
Stephen and Wobbly have had. You wouldn't believe the race that's been going on behind them because it's been cream cheese for them.
I know, yeah.
But behind them, it's been an absolute cauldron.
Yeah, a proper crucible of scrapping, and I mean it's not a wide track really, is it? It's quite narrow, and the corners narrow up very much. Who's coming through now?
And it's very dodgy to handle in places.
Oh,
It puts
technically,
just driving by. Yes, just driving around is technically requires plenty.
I mean, you've got someone like Spencer who, got caught out by the tyres on the first lap going around the S's, and a few others actually following him in that same way, losing it through either one portion of the S's or the other. Where is Boyd? Is Boyd still? Yeah, Boyd's going to get across the line here. He's going to get some decent points because that is that 3rd in class? No, it can't be. It must be lower than that.
Well, good finish regardless. He's brought the car home
Yeah, absolutely.
in good style here.
So yeah, over the line, and that was the end of
Wow.
that. So
That was full on, wasn't it?
yeah, very dramatic race for the start of our evening's viewing. So Stephen Walker, a flag-to-flag race for him for Spectre 6. Takes all the plaudits. Wobbly gets home second behind his teammate. Naveed Hussain, a podium finish there for Gio White. His teammate, Sam Blees, finished right behind him. And then David Johansson finished in 5th place for Sim Racing Grid with Jay Corley. A much better result after all what happened last time. Finished in 6th place for Result X Pure Sims Esports. Daniel Mills finished 7th and top of class Pro-Am for RD Simsport. That's a good finish from him.
Fantastic drive by Daniel.
Yeah. Spencer McCarthy finished 8th for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. Jamie Jeffrey finished 9th place for Coupes and Convertibles. Rene Earhart finished in 10th for Cutting Corny TCR team, with Martin Shirley leading his teammate home in 11th place and Christopher Smith in 12th place. Stefan Goebel finished in 13th. RD Simsport have done really well. Team-wise, they're
They're
really...
they have done for weeks now,
I think they're...
really are piling it on.
Yeah, thick as well, yeah. Stefan Goebel, 13th, great result. VTS Esports. And Pete Newman, 14th for Result X Pure Sims. I'm not used to seeing him quite that far down the list, but we'll take that as an anomaly. Roger Morton in 15th and will be the poleman for race 2 for Safeguard by result. Matthias Schultz in 16th for TITZ Performance. Jamie Wilson in 17th for Team Chimera, with David Danza in 18th. I nearly gave him some extra positions. 19th was Simon Trendle for Team Chimera, much delayed, with Logan McKinsey also. So for Sim Racing Grid, Arnaud Chenonnier in 21st for Air Smart Racing, and top of AM class tonight. And David Ayres in 2nd in class, 22nd on track for Safeguard. Anthony Hilton in 3rd in class, 23rd overall for Mellow Motorsport. And then Matt Flannery in 24th for Hydro Race Geodesic. 25th, Harry George for Intercontinental Sim Racing Group, or as you would have known them from last week, ICSRG. Chris Dixon in 26th for Workguard. Jura Larkinen 27th. Pete Van Gool 28th for Result X Pure Sims Esports. And the list continues. Wayne Douglas 29th. Carl Hardy 30th for Safeguard. Andrew Littler finished 31st for Workguard. Boyd Driesen 32nd for DB Quasi Racing, with Fiona Siddons in 33rd for Workguard by result. Jason Haddington had to visit pit road and ended up 34th for Air Smart Racing. Dietmar Hoos, we saw what happened to him, 35th. Cutting Corney TCR team, and Dave Campbell 36th for DB Quasi Racing. And that is the end of the list. So,
Yeah, sounds like you. That's turned into a feat of endurance.
That one has, yeah. It's a bit of a marathon, but I'm good for that.
Well, it's very, very nicely done.
Yeah.
Oh, it's laid out before us, and what a tremendous, great. We're looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this race, Pete.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm going to see what happens when you do this.
Oh.
Right. So, Jamie's given us the opportunity to see the finishing order in the classes. So, just a quick one there for the 11 cars that finished in the Pro class.
That's really interesting. That's a great view, isn't it?
It shows you the time differences and who got crashy as well.
You're a genius, Jamie, honestly.
Yeah, he's a little legend. 14 cars in Pro-Am. Daniel Mills leading them home. Obviously, you can see there how well RD Simsport have done. That makes it even more obvious. And then,
yeah, it's fantastic. They've had a massive impact coming into the league.
Yeah, good evening.
It's all good impact as far as I can see.
Yeah, good evening to John in West Texas. I'm assuming you are in West Texas. He says hello to everybody and hello to you.
Well, good evening, John, and welcome.
Yeah, and then here we got the AM class drivers led home by Arnaud Chenonnier. So only half a second between him and David Ayres, and a quarter of a second between David and Anthony. So it was a hard fought series of positions there.
Yeah, well, it started off that way, and it didn't really ease off, did it?
Not so much, no. Cars will be practicing their pit stops. Fiona's already been round and in. And practicing starts. I think Arnaud is practicing turning the car. He must have some issues with his steering or his rig. We've just gone check it in this warm-up, and we are about to go to grid.
Well, let's hope Arnaud has fixed it.
Yeah, that was definitely somebody testing their gear. That was the behaviour that I observed there. So we'll just... Right, let someone join the grid. Choose a better camera than that one.
Well, look at this, Pete.
Extend grid in, and then Roger Morton will lead us away. Yeah, this is going to be good, this one. This is going to be very good. Pete Newman will go off on the front row next to Roger. So he might get a flyer here. Stefan goes off third, and next to him on the second row is Christopher Smith. Martin Shirley off row 3 with Rene Earhart next to him in 6th. 7th will be Jamie Jeffrey, 8th will be Spencer. Daniel Mills, very rapid, in 9th, or off 9th.
Well, that's 3 all decent sport in the top 10.
I know. Jay Corley, 10th. 11th will be David Johansson. 12th will be Sam Blees. I need to move this forward. 13th will be Naveed Hussain. 14th will be Wobbly Kneecaps. Stephen Walker's punishment for winning the first race is 15th, starting in the second. Matthias Schultz goes off 16th. 17th will be Jamie Wilson. David Danzer off 18th. 19th will be Simon Trendle. Logan McKinsey will go off 20th. 21st will be Arnaud Chenonnier. David Ayres will go off 22nd with Anthony Hilton off 23rd. Matt Flannery 24th. 25th will be Harry George, Chris Dixon off 26th, and then some guys making their way through the field. Jura Larkinen off 27th, PVG even off 28th, Wayne Douglas off 29th, Carl Hardy off 30th. 31st will be Andrew Littler. Boyd Driesen will go off 32nd. 33rd, Fiona Siddons will start. Jason Haddington will start 34th. 35th will be Dietmar Hoos, and Dave Campbell will be 36th and bring up the rear of the field for us this evening in this second of tonight's races. A 40-minute race, 30% fuel. There will be a pit stop. It will be required of everybody. We can't possibly believe that anybody will be no stopping this one.
How many laps will they get on 30%, I'm wondering?
Roger Morton, I'm going to cut that electrical cable. Sorry, what were you saying just then?
I'm just wondering how many laps they'll do. Or are we going to get fast early pitting strategy?
We may do. I don't know what the... Oh, we got someone shouting for Jay Corley, which is John in West Texas, I think.
There we go.
Anyway. Right, we're away here. And they didn't keep him at the lights for very long at all. And already Stefan is pressing for that first place. He's not got it though. As you said, Roger fights good and strong and fair for staying at the front of these races. And this is where some of the action is at the very start, although that was Daniel Mills in the thick of the action. He's going to be knackered by the end of these races, isn't he?
He's certainly not having a dull time, is he?
No way. I mean, it's been a bit touchy and feely.
It's very impressive to see 3 of that team's cars in the top 10 on the grid. Really is. I know it's a reverse grid, and they've maybe had a bit of good fortune, but you have to be driving well.
We're going to have to watch some of that. Oh my God, Chris Smith is dropping very, very quickly. Oh no, he's not. That was a glitch in the matrix. I don't know whether you saw that in the timing screens, folks, but...
Well, this is pretty much what you expected here. Pete's got by Roger.
Yeah.
Probably a slightly unreal ask to keep Pete behind Roger.
I think Christopher Smith...
But it's clear that Stefan's going to have a harder time, and we're going to get these chaps closing in slowly, but they're not going to be able to gobble up the gap.
No, I think Christopher Smith is about to disconnect. Oh no, he's reconnected. So he is strobing in and out.
Chris.
Yeah, that's
Come
going
on,
to be...
Chris. Fingers crossed for you, mate.
He's gone again.
That's terrible. Oh,
Right,
that's heartbreak when that happens.
Well, he keeps reappearing in front of people, so that's going to be a bit risky for whoever he reappears in front of.
Oh, well, if he hasn't lost his connection, because he hasn't reappeared, so he might have lost his connection.
We'll have to wait and see. But
yes.
Pete Newman has passed his sister teammate of Roger Morton early on there to take the lead lap points. And he's away. He's away to the races, literally. Oh,
well, he's going to be filling his boots while he can. He knows just how important these early laps are.
Yep.
Every second that you can get now will pay dividends later.
Yes. Difficult for me to see who's moving around because Christopher Smith keeps getting overtaken by everybody every time he disconnects. So
we know that there's going to be a chase, an organised chase.
Yes.
So everything that Pete can do now is putting honey in his pot.
Very much. Right, this is also a hotly contested area. Carl Hardy up 8 places from his start, but
come on, Captain.
He started right near the back.
Well, he's got a bit of pent-up fury, I would say.
Yeah.
He's probably he's on pure pie power now.
Yeah. Wayne Douglas up 10 places from his start position as he is also very delayed, and this is actually the battle for 4th place. Spencer's on the outside of Jamie Jeffrey here. Jamie's going to stick it there because...
Wow, side by side round there. They're not hanging around, and that's skillful driving.
Jay Corley, no, it can't be. He's in the wall.
No. Oh, dear. Such a nice young man as well.
I know. That is a very crippled car.
Oh, dear, that doesn't look very well at all, does it?
No, he's moved it over the track to keep it out of the way and safe.
Yeah.
So we'll have a look at whatever happened there. It started here. So he's heading up the hill here, I think. Is he? Yeah, to Moss Corner. It will be in a second.
Moss Corner claiming a victim.
Well, the back end has already gone on him.
Oh, what happened there?
So the back end stepped out.
Goodness me.
And he just lost it in a not too dissimilar way, I have to say, to what happened last week. So I don't know whether he needs to review his setup. We won't watch any more of that.
That seemed peculiar again to me.
So Spencer coming through. There's already been a few visits to pit road, but I don't think that they will be scheduled. I think they are required.
No. Lap 4, it's a bit early for strategic.
Well, we used to see lap 6 as the strategic one.
Yes. But I'm not sure with 30% if that's a doable thing. That's what I was wondering about, if that's still
maybe,
a viable strategy now.
We've got Logan McKenzie passing Martin Shirley, and that is Simon Trendle trying to do the same. He's going to be brave to go on the inside there, but he's done it, and Martin's given him room, so well done both of them. Sometimes you can slow both drivers down by trying to fight certain things, can't you? So,
well, it's just sensible driving. You need to pick your fights, really.
Yeah. Spencer McCarthy's car has got a massive dent in the front of it. You'll see it when it turns to the side. You can see it caved in. Harder to see from that camera. This one will be easier to spot. But look at the front of that.
That's not aesthetically pleasing.
No, it's not. Jamie Jeffrey, I thought, was going to have to go to pit road then, because he was.
And it's very distracting when you've got that lump in your bonnet as well.
Yeah. You dream that there's things wrong with your car that aren't wrong with your car. As David Johansson tries to go around the outside of Jamie Jeffrey, and he might well get this done because Jamie is a little slow coming out of the corner, and he's filed in between David Johansson and Sam Blease.
Roger's giving it all he's got, you know. He's absolutely on the edge.
Stefan is doing really well as well, holding his own.
Yes, well, Roger's keeping Stefan behind him, which is pretty difficult these days. Stefan's a very good driver. Roger's right on the edge. He's trying everything he can. He doesn't want to lose another place.
So we'll have another little look at that, because that looked like cross communication. Can't even get back to it now, because David Johansson stayed out of the way of everybody. So what happened here? David went up the inside of Stefan. Oh, and got curb. Right, okay. And then they're locked together.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah. So a bit of curb and a bit of bouncing.
Yes, that was unfortunate, but I don't think there's too much damage to the cars, and David's presumably back in the fight. Yes.
Yeah. So
that's lucky.
Andrew Littler and Daniel Mills having a scrap here. Daniel being on a recovery drive.
I would expect Dan to have a bit too much pace for our Andy, but it was certainly Andy isn't going to let anybody by without trying.
Yeah,
at least.
David Johansson down the inside of Andy there, and away to the races. So a recovery drive from him. This is a contested position here between Anthony Hilton and your captain.
Yes. Well, two very good drivers. And they will enjoy the fight, because that's what they're here for.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're here to enjoy great racing, close racing, exciting racing. That's other good drivers, and this is the place to be for that.
This is a long train of cars for fourth place at the minute. I'll do you one of these, and I'll do you one of these. So, John in West Texas, this is race 2, but you probably already figured that out, because I think I described it a minute ago anyway, as, who's that going down the inside there? Sam Blease trying to go down the inside of Jamie Jeffrey, but Jamie slams the door good and shut. And that's Naveed Hussain in the third of the cars in this little train, as Sam Blease steps out again.
Oh, Sam Blaze is not
Oh,
going to be held off, I don't think. It
no.
seems to me that he's hungry this week.
Yes.
There's an hungry look in that car.
Well, he's had some rough rides again at the start of the season. He did the same thing last season. He got caught up in some stuff. So I think he's now deciding he wants to be in that top 3 positions in the Pro and the overall championship. As Roger Morgan
Yes.
is getting away from this pack.
Well, while they're having this bust up at the front,
Yeah.
he certainly he's got a good pace.
Yeah, Sam
They're going to have
Blees.
to be on there. They're going to have to be concentrated on chasing to pull him in.
Yeah, Sam Blees.
Not concentrated on keeping side by side through Moss.
No, yeah. Somebody's super brave coming down the hill towards Moss there. Got alongside, but because Jamie Jeffrey maintained
Jamie's
that
doing a
optimal line.
storming, stonking job of keeping him behind, because it's very hard to keep Sam behind you when he's really, really wants to get by.
Naveed bump driving his teammate up the hill. You can't get better teammates than the ones that do that. So well done. And that's Sam Blees carrying too much speed into the S's, and he's had to foul back in
he's
again.
pressing on. Well, you know, when they press on so hard, it can be trouble. Hello, who's going in the pits? Was that Simon?
Simon Trendle, yeah, and Jamie.
Oh, no.
Team Chimera are in the pits.
Right, so this is strategic.
Yes. Right, so that kind of takes the pressure off this little battle here, and we've got another one boiling behind, which is Wobbly, Stephen, Logan, Martin, Shirley.
Oh, crikey, that's a dangerous group of drivers.
It is, and
It's like a roll call of doom for me. It's sending shivers down my spine.
It doesn't end
Would
there
I want
though.
to be out there?
Yeah, because there's Stefan in this, the very fast Rene Earhart, Matthias Schultz is in this group, and Wayne Douglas is bolted to the back of it, nearly. So
And with fantastic pace. We've already seen that he's got great pace.
yes. Look at that. Oh, Wayne closing up to the back of Matthias Schultz.
Wow.
He was too hot in though, because he's lost a bit on the way out.
Yes.
So, Pete Newman leads this race. Just to remind you that he's in it. He had a bit of a rough deal on the first race. He had to start 14th after he's qualified, I think it was.
Pete's got form, hasn't he? As the long distance winner from the front.
Sorry, go on.
He's just got such a good pace and he can apply it consistently, and he can do it without wearing himself out as well. He just takes it easy, sits back, and car drives itself virtually. He's got such great feel and great touch. So when he just sits in his position, concentrated on doing fast laps, he does fast laps.
So more cars.
And we've seen people struggle time and time again to catch up with him. So, but the person that we've seen do it is Spencer.
Yeah.
Spencer has just gone past Roger.
Yes, he has. It was a little while ago, and we were watching other things happen. Now this is on again. Sorry, this is Jamie Jeffrey and Sam Blees again. Is Jamie going to? No, Jamie's seen the sensible option there, which is to drop in front of Naveed. So he's in the.
I think that's a smart move.
I do as well. Yeah, he's got the toe from Sam Blees. And that might keep him away from Naveed for a while at least. Right, what's going on back here? This is Harry George in the Intercontinental Sim Racing Group. Wild Colours.
Pete's going to have to get his. He's going to wake. He's going to need to. He's only got 2 seconds, less than 2 seconds on Spencer. That's no kind of a gap when you got Spencer McCarthy breathing down your neck.
No, and Spencer was nearly 2/10 faster than him last lap as Renee joins pit road. Wobbly's been in pit road. That happened last lap, along with Matt Flannery and Simon Trent. No, just Matt Flannery. No, Matt Flannery's not been in. My eyes have gone funny.
Simon and they both went in together, didn't they?
They did.
So
Okay.
this was interesting.
So there's your top 2 in the same shot, and then you got a big jump back to Roger, but then just as big a jump really back to Sam Blees because of all the scrapping that's been going on in this
but look at
second group. Yeah.
Look at the pace that Sam had on Jamie.
Yeah, he's managed to pull away quite quickly.
It's no surprise he's got by him because he's got a distinct pace advantage. But Jamie made it very hard.
Yeah, I don't know whether
Yeah.
Wobbly's pulled a blinder here because he's out of this mob where he probably thought he was getting delayed. And we know he's quick around this track because he was second in the qualifying.
Yes. Well, he's quicker on any track. Let's face it.
Yeah. And Naveed just about getting ahead of Jamie Jeffrey for a bit of the S's, and he's going to be. No, he's going to run him right wide.
Whoa.
So Jamie had to file back in there, otherwise he'd have been pitting the car or going
Well,
over
there
the
you
curb.
go.
Oh, and has he got a slowdown?
Audi's reigning supreme here.
I don't know why Jamie came off the racing line and slotted in. He must have been trying to burn off a slowdown of some sort.
Oh, he could have been, couldn't he?
Yeah.
You can pick one up at the top of the hill there easily enough.
You can, yeah. I don't know which bit it is. I think it's when you take too much of the pit road entry or something like that. As PVG, Carl Hardy, Matt Flannery, David Ayres all joined pit road for their scheduled stops. So we're looking at lap 11
Oh,
here.
crikey. With so many cars, it's going to be right confusing when everybody's going in the pits and coming out.
Yeah, it is.
So 11 laps, did you say? Right. So I'm 15 minutes down.
Yeah, that's what 30% does for you. I mean, the earliest cars were about in on lap 7, so the ones that we saw pitted right at the very start are going to have to go again. There's a few people picking up quite a lot of off tracks as well. And this is...
Well, we've seen that have devastating effect, Pete.
Yeah, Wobbly is the first car to have pitted, or, the first car on track that's pitted. And he's already in 17th. I think he may, with that clip. Look at that mob behind him. Good grief.
Did he come out in front of that?
Yeah,
or
he
was
did.
he overtaking them? Oh,
No.
that was a good move then, wasn't it?
It was. Simon Trendle is the one that's having to thread the needle through this group, and anybody that pitted behind him as well, as he tries to overtake Boyd Driesen with Chris Dixon just ahead. They're going to get 2 in 2 corners. Yep. Shows the speed that he carries through corners, already to the front of this, well, massive group of cars. Jay Corley there, just offline a little, or trying to keep out of the way, I think he's doing.
Well, it's a tasty little sequence, isn't it, through there?
It is. We've got Jamie Wilson behind him now. Harry George to pit road in that very brightly coloured Intercontinental Sim Racing Group car. What's going on back here is pitted cars make their way through some of the, we'll say slower class drivers. Slower drivers, I should say. Oh, that's contact.
Ooh.
David Ayres,
David.
side to side with, I don't know
Still
who that was.
Got
Wayne,
it back
maybe?
on the track.
Yeah,
Very tight quarters, though, isn't it? They're
yeah.
cheek by jowl, and that's what's going to happen occasionally.
Yeah, we'll have a little look at that because it looked like a bit of a hip check from someone. Boyd way out at Clayton, and then David's offline. Oh, right, okay, yeah, it was David's fault. He should have stayed closer to the inside curb.
The car wandered slightly, didn't it, to the
It
left?
did. Yeah, he wasn't paying enough attention there, I don't think. So this is Daniel Mills and Anthony, well, it was. So Daniel's gone to pit road. And this is, everybody has now caught in that group, Roger. And Roger, I think, is playing the safe option at the minute and not pressing the issue too much. He didn't want to delay his oin race.
No, and
Get in the toe and stay there if you can.
oh yes, he's in a strong position still.
Yeah.
He will be enjoying the racing, of course. He wants to race, so he will be trying to hang on and find something to dice with.
Yeah. And Pete Newman
And
has
it's-
finally found somebody to do that with. Unfortunately for him, it's Spencer.
Well, these two love to race against each other. He'll be
Yeah.
delighted, I think, actually. Just dragged away at the front of the race isn't what these guys are here for, really. If you get the chance to race close with somebody like Spencer, you would always want to take it.
Oh
wouldn't you?
yeah, definitely.
And Pete's is well aware of that. He knows that he's got the chance to have really great dices with really great drivers. And of course, That's why he keeps turning up every week.
Yeah, Silas is on the chat, and I can inform you that Stefan did a great job in the first race and ended up in 15th and therefore on pole for the second, and he's currently in 9th. Yes, he's dropping back, but the super fast guys are making their way through the field, and he's yet to pit the car. So he's keeping his own, isn't he, Alan? He's doing a great job.
Yes, he's driving well, and the Audi's doing rather better here than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, I agree with that. So Stephen and Naveed are about to get together properly, I think. They've been on track tailing each other for a while, but Stephen looks like he's got the competitive edge as Jamie Jeffrey and Logan are going at it further back. Two Elantras having a drag race of Mario Andretti.
Two great pilots going at it. Well, this is why they're here, and well, we want to see them do this kind of stuff because the skill is fantastic. And there's Spencer cruising by Pete.
Yeah, it did look like it. That's close, isn't it? God, you couldn't have fit it's like a piece of A4 paper between those two cars just for a second there. Logan and Jamie Jeffrey are Logan's forced the issue on that one, and Stefan's right on the boot lid of Jamie now, so that just shows
this
Stefan's
is great driving by Stefan.
Yeah. For Stefan's next problem is Martin Shirley behind him, because we know he's quick.
Look at that, he's hanging on there, he's so experienced.
Yeah.
He knows what he's got to do.
Yeah, good line through turn 1 and into Clayton.
He's trying to give nothing away. Stay in that toe.
Yeah.
I've become a toeaholic.
Yeah. Stay there and get glued there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's only recently that I've managed to start hanging on, so it's a very pleasurable experience. It does require the occasional hair-raising braking manoeuvre.
Yeah. I think if Stefan could stay away from some of these curbs a little bit more, because the Audi doesn't like it that much. Doesn't like to be lifted up in the air.
Turns you into jelly.
Yeah, yeah. So let's have a look at the class standings broken down quickly while we can. I know half the field are yet to pit, but Spencer is now in the lead by nothing at all over Pete Newman, who's staying with him.
Yes. Getting past Pete is one thing. Getting away from him is a completely different thing entirely.
Yeah.
So.
And then Sam Blees in third, with Naveed, his teammate, in fourth, like literally a quarter of a second behind him. And Stephen Walker piling on the pressure now.
Yeah, it's doing no harm for Geodesic's points tally. Because, of course, they're both in the same squad.
Yes. And they did a very good job in the first race. I think they were third and fourth.
They're racking in the gold here.
Yes, they are.
Stephen is looking very tasty, though. He doesn't look like he wants to hang around, does he?
No, and Anthony Hilton's gone to pit road now as well. So he was the furthest forward class driver at one point before his pits. And now he's dropped behind Chris Dixon and Andy Littler. And still dropping at the moment. This is a very tense moment for these three cars.
Yeah,
you would expect them to be pitting around about now, I would think. Although Naveed is showing no interest in pitting. When you pull out onto the left-hand side of the track, when the pit lane entry is on the right, you've got... well, unless you do that, and you're not that bothered because you're just going to sail straight round your own teammate. They are fighting it, though.
Yes. If they can do it safely, they certainly will. They want to race.
Yeah, Roger Morton's just peeled off pit roadage. In there.
This will drop him down the field.
Yeah, it's just Roger. He's in pits.
Yeah. It's going to be deposited out among a different group of drivers, though.
Yeah.
Presumably.
Where did Christopher Smith end up? He's still going, but he's way down the field. I think he reconnected in the middle of something.
He's lapped down and running last, I think.
Well, nearly.
How unfortunate.
Yeah, all connection issues, I think.
but it's
Whoa,
still here
my
and he's
God.
still on the track, and that's shows suitable determination. Good on him.
Yeah, Naveed is just checked out from these two.
That's considerable lift he's got there. He's getting some
Yeah.
power out of that car, isn't he? Goodness me.
Well, the Audi is good as long as it doesn't have to turn.
Yes, yes. He's got the power. We know it's got plenty of poke, and
Yeah.
it's demonstrating that going up that hill, because that is a steep old hill, and it drags on any car.
Yeah. So this is Jamie Wilson and Wayne Douglas. Both have pitted.
Look at this. I love this. The gradients just around here.
Oh,
Fantastic,
amazing, aren't they? Absolutely amazing.
Beautiful, beautiful circuit.
Now you would think that the Elantra would have the legs on the Veloster. Not sure that that's.
Actually, it's a hard one to call, I think.
Yeah.
Out and out pace.
So the Elantra gets alongside just there. Got to be brave onto the brakes going in here. Oh, is that Wayne spinning the car? It was. He was sliding, so Jamie's got through that. And Wayne lost control a bit.
Yes, but no damage, and very tidy by Jamie.
Stefan rejoin. Behind Simon Trendle, and if you were going to say that's a good barometer to come out behind someone as fast as Simon Trendle, you'd be right, because that puts him fourth of all the pitted cars. Wobbly is still the lead pitted car, and he's had clean track for a very long time, which would suggest to me that he's got the ability to stretch his legs. He's got no toe though, like some of the others, but we'll see.
Wobbly's where's Wobbly? 12th. He's chasing Arnaud.
Laura O'Connor on the chat is shouting for Naveed Hussain, who's just gone past pit lane entry and will. No, he's not going to assume the lead of the race. That's Spencer, who is a whopping 7.5. Oh my word!
Oh,
Well,
unexpected contact.
That is very messy. Right, let's have a good old stare at that. Again, it's not recorded as a crash. How can that not be a crash? Right,
That's
so
effective.
this is a lack of communication, is it? Oh, bit of rubbing, tiny nudges, and then off we go. Assembly's engine went immediately, and Stephen's crabbing because he's broken the front suspension. So that's going to change the standings a lot, Alan.
Yes, that's very unfortunate for both of those drivers.
Yes, it
They've
is.
both been really working very hard for their positions, and now this has really rewritten the map, hasn't it, of this race?
Without a doubt. I mean, he's managing to get this back. He's due a schedule stop, and he does have a fast repair. I think Samblees came off really badly, the worst, because he had to reset the car because he had no engine, as Spencer McCarthy pits from the lead.
Oh, crikey. He's going into the pits. Stephen will be going into the pits. How far Stephen got to go?
Not far, he's already entering.
Excellent.
So,
well, yeah, I mean, there's some silver lining to it. He's got his fast repair, and he was due a pit stop, so it's not the utter disaster it could have been.
No, I mean,
If it was after his pit stop, it would have been considerably worse, wouldn't it?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. I mean, the worst place to crash, turn one, because you've got the whole lap to do with a broken car, or the whole lap to get towed, and towing time around a track like this is not short compared to the lap time. So Naveed will get lead lap points, I think, as long as he crosses the line on his pit stop sideways through that corner.
Well, here he is in the lead of the race, and Mr. McKinsey just behind, apparently. So we've got the things to shake out from the pit stops, haven't we? I don't know how it's going to pan out, because I never do know how it's going to pan out. It just completely baffles me.
That's Boyd Driesen staying out of the way there. Not his fight. A lap down.
Still going though, and decent pace.
Oh, yeah.
Boyd is. It's hard work on this track. It's you have to keep your concentration and your wits about you.
Yeah, not seen much of this boy this pair of races, David Danza, but that often means that people have done reasonably well and kept it
Yes,
quiet and clean.
they're not getting on your crash tracker.
Yeah, exactly. So that's PVG in front, who's on a recovery drive from where he finished in the first race. He's up 10 positions in this one. Where is Wobbly? So he is no longer the furthest forward car as Naveed comes out of the pits. That is Wobbly going round the outside of him there, so Wobbly's done all right here.
Well, this is set up very nicely because we know that Navid's got some serious pace and he's got time to use it. I think 10 minutes.
He does.
What's the gap?
Between them 2 seconds, but
Well, yes, well, that's plenty of time.
Wobbly's got 5 seconds. You can see it there. That's what 5 seconds looks like up to Pete Newman. And Pete Newman has an additional 1.8 seconds to cover before he can find Spencer.
Well, Spencer's away. Pete's fighting a holding race here now. He's just trying to hold on to all the points he's gleaned. He doesn't want to give any more away. He's got 10 minutes to maintain his gap against Wobbly. And Wobbly's going very quickly, so we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, and Stefan has stayed with Jamie Jeffrey. And it's
Naveed is also, of course, in that same hunt.
Yeah.
Chasing Wobbly, 4 seconds down. What? 4 seconds down on Wobbly? Oh no, 2 seconds down on Wobbly. So that's well, that's going to distract them from chasing Pete. That's for sure.
I think so. Yeah, because they'll be absolutely focused on each other very shortly. Right. So let's. So where did Stephen Walker end up? So he's ended up in 6th place. It will be 5th, I think, because Logan McKinsey, who gets lead lap points, still owes us a pit stop.
That's a pit stop. Yeah. Well, Stephen is considering he's had a fairly hard contact and visits to the pits, running in 6th.
Yeah,
He counts himself fortunate.
Sam Blease, where's he ended up? Oh my, 28th at the minute.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah.
That's a toe-in and all the rest of it that's associated with it.
Yes. And that is Logan to pit road there. And releases Sam Blease into clean air, but miles back down the from where he should be. Spencer McCarthy will assume the lead of this race as a result of that pit stop from Logan. Logan's going to come out in a very, very healthy place, though, I think. Where's Wobbly? Wobbly's over the line, and Logan is rejoining now. So I think he's going to come out behind Steve.
Yeah, he's going to come. He's done very well out of this, but then his pace has been fantastic. So even when we're not watching them, they're going fast, Pete.
I know. I mean, he started well. And has kept his nose clean really in the larger part.
Not easy to do, has it?
No.
Today, it's been quite a lot of contacts.
So Wobbly is faster than Naveed over the course of multiple laps. Now he's maintaining the gap-ish. He's only lost 0.2 to him, and he's got 7 minutes to hold him off. Right, what's Stefan doing? Stefan's getting intimate again with Jamie Jeffrey. I don't think Jamie Jeffrey's just got the setup for this track. He's struggling to turn the car.
Yeah, I think it looks like he's understeering slightly there, doesn't it?
Yeah. He's breaking the toe when he can, but he's the professional that he is, and he's not doing it multiple times per straightaway, using an American term, for a Canadian track.
But we can certainly say that Stefan's doing a fantastic job behind him.
I like everything he's done today. He's gonna, if he stays where he is, which is a tall ask with Matthias and Martin behind him, he's gonna get a top 10 finish here in this second race. Where is he in class? Let's have a look at the class standings. So Spencer leads, Pete Newman leads Wobbly in Pro, Roger Morton leads Stefan, and Martin in Pro-Am as Stefan gets alongside Jamie Jeffrey. There's a group of 5 here. Where's my battle box gone? It shuts down every time I go to a replay. It's 5 now for this position of 9th. And I honestly think that Jamie Jeffrey is struggling to turn the car properly. Like you said before, it looks like he's understeering through the corners. That was Martin Shirley getting wide there and opened the door for Renee.
You don't need to give very much away, do you? These guys are sharp and they're looking for any opportunity that can come. There's such good timing involved in making a quick and fast pass.
Yeah. I mean, just look at Pro-Am, how competitive it is. You got 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, all like within 2 seconds, 3 seconds maybe. All in shot, right there. All the
That's
way
awesome,
from,
isn't it?
Yeah, all the way from Stefan, who's just disappeared stage left, right the way back to Wayne Douglas, who is now behind Jamie Wilson.
Fantastic racing. Well, the guys will be enjoying it, and that's why we're all here. We want to see great racing. They want to produce it, because this is who wouldn't want to be on this track? It's absolutely riveting. You can't call it half the time. You just never know what's going to happen.
No.
You can never get complacent about these races.
Here comes Renee Hart. Oh, that's contact. But I think
that
wasn't to do with Renee. We're going to have a look at that. Because that looked like...
Oh, we don't need Renee having more bad luck, do we?
No, really not. Martin Shirley, there you are. Let's have a quick look at this and see what the car behaviour is. So Renee, lots of overspeed, hangs it around the outside of Clayton, keeps it on the outside at Clayton. A little bit of a nudge off the curb, and Martin came across the track a little bit too much. That's all it took. It's a little rumble on the curb, and that was it.
Yeah, unfortunate for Martin.
Yeah. Right, Jamie is now under pressure from Wayne, but putting pressure on
We've
Renee.
just had somebody going into the pits.
Yeah,
was
it
it
was
Jay?
that. It was Jay Corley. This will be a scheduled stop because he pitted so early after taking that huge hit early on.
Yes, this is unfortunate. I was taking a second stop. Nobody would plan to do that.
No way. And that was another curb strike, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It was his over rotation again.
It's over rotation, I think. Yeah.
And the car did the whole snappy thing it did at Portimao.
Yes, but we thought it was strange, didn't we?
Yeah. I think it's car setup. That's all I can believe.
Of a slightly bizarre reaction.
I think
an overreaction, I guess.
I think it's aero wash. I think his car isn't set up for the aero wash. It's probably good in clean air, as Stefan gives a little reminder to Jamie Jeffrey that he's there.
Well, they're having an absolute ace scrap.
I think that was a drive-through from Martin Shirley. Oh no, he pitted the car, as in he boxed it. So I don't know why that was. Maybe run short on fuel. Oh, he was one of the early pitters again. Sorry, yeah. They were forced in at the start.
Oh, look at that. I do like that pink.
Yeah, you're not missing it, are you? That's Matthias Schultz in the TITZ.
Matthias is doing a fantastic drive.
Yeah, this is good.
He's been stuck to the back of this for ages, hasn't he? And
yeah.
Look at the pace they're going. So if you're keeping up with Jamie, and well, then you're doing pretty good going.
Here comes Stefan. Here he's trying to get alongside Jamie again, giving him plenty of room.
This is great performance by Stefan.
Yes.
He's really racing the wheels off that car tonight.
Yeah, he's got serious pressure here now from Matthias. As they go into Quebec.
Oh, keep it clean, guys. This is beautiful.
Yeah, if anything, I think
Such a tough corner.
yeah, sometimes I think Stefan plays it a little too safe, but because he's got the capability, there's no doubt about that. But he gave mega room to Matthias there coming out of Quebec, and that is Wayne Douglas and Jamie Wilson side by side up the hill here. And in theory, that Elantra should pull away, but I think Wayne's got the toe. No, he hasn't, from Renee.
Yeah. Cheek by joust, though, neck and neck.
Yeah, and on this outside line, oh, we've gone to check. What have we done? We're on last lap here.
Oh my word! Not last lap again.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Jamie did lose that position.
Wobbly's got past Pete.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Missed that one in the running. See if I can find it.
Well,
I had time to find it. Find it later.
Yeah, that's and. Oh, what's happened to Pete? Pete's dropping down the ratings in. Have he's gone past him?
Oh, hang on. Let's just nip on board very quickly. Out of fuel.
Out of fuel.
Yeah, running very low on fuel. He might need help getting over the line.
Oh, goodness.
He's on half rev, oh, 3/4 revs.
Well, that explains quite a lot about how he got caught, and he's been nursing that fuel along, hasn't he?
I think so, yeah. As Spencer McCarthy comes through the S's for the final time. Back onto podium finishes yet again for Spencer McCarthy as he comes round to complete this feature race tonight.
Wow.
There we go. Over the line, no flashing of lights, just business-like. Wobbly over the line in second, and Naveed almost. Well, these guys have been gifted a position, I think, by Pete Newman, low on fuel. There he is, over the line. Stephen must have been licking his lips. He wasn't that far behind.
It's not a big straight to do much celebrating on, really, is it?
Not so much, no. Oh, Renee enjoyed that though. As did all these guys piling over the line.
I imagine quite a lot of them have enjoyed it.
Looks like the
I
start
bet
of the
they're worn
race.
out. Can you imagine how tired that must have been? That must have been sweating, absolutely knackering.
Yeah. This is Arno keeping Gerald Larkinen behind him. Just about. But just about is just enough. And then this is for position. So this is Chris Dixon and Harry George in AM class fighting right to the end here.
Wow.
Oh,
well, you can't have any favourites here. This is great racing. Want them both to win.
So we're going to have to go back and just have a quick look at the wobbly overtake, because I'm expecting us to see Pete Newman off the gas. Nursing it through the corners as, yeah, that was a respecting flash of the lights there for Chris Dixon from Harry George. And they're the last two competitive racing over the line.
Yeah, that was great. That's great to see them coming in at the back end of the race and still loving it.
Yeah.
And having that much enjoyment out of their most wonderful hobby. Because this is the best way of spending your spare time that I know of.
Yeah. Not going to argue with that. Where are we?
Well, you could be Alex Honnold and free solo in El Capitan.
Well, yes. I'd love to, honestly. I'm trying to find this wobbly overtake and it's not popping up on my screen at all. No, it's not. Where the hell would that be? Maybe it's nearer the bottom than I thought.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll go and have a wee.
Yeah, you do that. Am I going to find this, or am I just going to have to abandon ship? Oh, there. Let's just have a look at this one, folks. So that was Boyd keeping well out of the way. And then this is up the hill, is this? Or down the hill into Moss. Yeah, there's no way that Pete's got his foot flat to the floor there. We'll just have a look at him in car. Oh, that's wobbly in car. Nobody needs to see that. There we go. He's going up to the top of the rev range. Oh no, yeah. Shifting up to 5th. Staying in the toe somewhat, but I just get the feeling. Oh, he's off the gas way early for that corner. No brakes because he doesn't want to waste his hard used fuel. Yeah, so fuel was the issue there. Right then, let's get ourselves good and set for seeing something. Let's have a look. So let's go through the finishing order for the feature race. There we go. Spencer McCarthy finishes top of the pile for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing in the feature race this evening. Wobbly Kneecaps was second in the end for Spectre 6, and Naveed Hussain third, and again a third place, I think that is. I'll double check my memory. For Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White, Logan McKinsey finished in fourth for Sim Racing Grid. That's a bit shaky, isn't it? Behind. Give me a sec. Sometimes when you do that and then that, it smooths it out. There you go. Pete Newman finished fifth as Birthday Boy comes back from having a wee.
Oh.
Result X Pure Sims. Pete Newman finished fifth. Stephen Walker sixth for Spectre 6, and Simon Trendle seventh for Team Chimera. Roger Morton was 8th and the top AM-class car over the line for Safeguard, so good night for him. Jamie Jeffrey finished 9th for Coupes and Convertibles, and I just think he didn't have the car underneath him tonight. Matthias Schultz finished 2nd in class and 10th on track for TITZ Performance. Stefan Goebel finished 11th, well done to him. Podium finish in AM-class 11th over the line overall for VTS Esports. And then Rene Earhart in that massive brawl for Cutting Corny TCR team. Wayne Douglas in 13th, Jamie Wilson in 14th for Team Chimera. David Johansson, Sim Racing Grid, finished 15th. 16th was Daniel Mills for RD Simsport. Carl Hardy finished in 17th for Safeguard. Pete Van Gool, 18th for Result X Pure Sims Esports. Can't find what I'm supposed to be pressing. 19th was David Danza. Arno Chinonier finished in 20th for AirSmart. Jura Larkinen finished 21st. Anthony Hilton finished 22nd for Mellow Motorsport. Matt Flannery, 23rd for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing, and his sister teammate Sam Blees, much delayed after the crash that we saw for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White in 24th. Martin Shirley finished 25th for RD Simsport. And then Chris Dixon. Oh, sorry, Arno was your first AM-class driver, Anthony Hilton was your second AM-class driver, and then third on that podium, Matt Flannery. Chris Dixon finished 26th for Work Guard by Result, with Intercontinental Sim Racing Group's Harry George finishing in 27th, with Andrew Littler finishing in 28th for Work Guard by Result. 29th was Boyd Dreesen for DB Quasi Racing. 30th was David Ayres for Safeguard by Result. Christopher Smith was 31st, again much delayed for RD Simsport. Jay Corley 32nd for Result X Pure Sims after losing control in a similar way to last week. Fiona Siddons 33rd for Work Guard by Result. Jason Haddington 34th for AirSmart Racing, early crash for him. Also the same for Dietmar Hoos, classified 35th, and Dave Campbell classified 36th for DB Quasi Racing. Sorry, Dietmar is a Cutting Corny TCR team driver. That's a long list of names.
That's an endurance, Jason. It's an endurance. You've done most tonight. You've had to spit that out three or four times. So it's like,
yes.
Wow. I bet you've got jaw ache, haven't you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I hope you haven't, because we've got a lot of guests in our
Have we really?
cabin.
Oh god, yeah, I've got to scroll quite a lot. Right, let me just nip back and position.
Oh, look at that! Look at those cars, and they look super duper. I just,
does, yeah.
Wow.
Just trying to find the finishing.
I don't know whether I want to be in the midst of that lot, or I'm terrified at the thought of it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a scary place to be, isn't it?
Well,
so we'll start the old interviews away, shall we? And we'll start with he had all the luck in the world in the first race, and then The look kind of abandoned him. I think it was just a racing incident in the second. Stephen Walker, good evening.
Hola, mi amigos.
Hola, hola. So let's talk about race one. Uh,
Yes.
Superb qualifying. You were fastest in the practice as well. You flag to flag finished in that first race, and managed to keep. Who was it right behind you? Just a minute. Was it Wobbly? Yeah. Kept your teammate behind you. He seemed to drop right back from you. Was that to delay everybody else? Was it just because he's wobbly and he lost focus, or are you that much better than he is? Go with that one. Go with that one. Go with that one.
As much as I'd love to, I can't. Yeah, obviously, I don't know whether it's a Honda thing or it's just absolutely natural talent for wobbly. And but yeah, I think it's the mixture of my setup and the Honda just being a bit better on tyres, maybe, because at the start of the races we were pretty much all on the same pace, and then we kind of dropped off a little bit less. I think the other guys had figured it out by the time we got to today, so it wasn't as dramatic as it was yesterday in the first the officials we did. But
really? Right, okay.
yeah, Robley and I were like, because he's obviously slightly part-time, he was like, well, if you can just go and win, like, try not to make any stupid mistakes, and then we'll just try and get a 1-2. And I managed to get in a rhythm, and then I think he just made an ever so slight. I think I made a little bit error that meant, was it Naveed was right behind, and they were side by side for a bit, so that gave me a bit of a gap. And then eventually we both just managed to pull away, and I think we were swapping like times. Like one lap I was a tenth quicker, or we were doing the same lap time, and then he was a tenth, maybe 2 tenths quicker, because I just made a tiny little error because it's so easy to do on this track. So yeah, I was quite pleased with that. About halfway through, I just was kind of trying to get my head down. I was like, I need to take advantage of the pace I've got here, because it might not happen again at this point in the season, in any point in the season. So obviously I was quick at Portimao, but I think that's because I just get on well with the track, and I'm trying to claw my way back into some sort of championship contention. The second race didn't help, but it's just one of those things. I still managed to finish 6th, so
yes. Yeah, it worked out pretty well because your pit stop was fortunately placed, wasn't it? Otherwise, it could have been a lot worse, Stephen. So.
Yeah, well, I think if I remember correctly looking at the standings before, it's Spencer and Logan are the furthest ahead, I think. So obviously I finished quite far ahead of Logan in the race 1, I'm sure, because he was behind me when race 2 started, and I started 15th.
Yeah, so Spencer and Sam 689 and 618, Simon Trendle 603, and you are, before tonight's races, you were 6th on 546. So you got a big
I think
jump.
if you look at the drop ones,
drop scores, then everything changes. So you're on 424. That would put you in.
There's a lot of us around the same.
Yes.
With Simon and Sam both on 425, 1 point ahead of you, and then Spencer a little chunk, 40 points ahead of you all.
I'm sure Logan's around the same as Spencer. So
yes, Logan's 4, 5, 6.
Weird.
Yeah,
yes,
so
it's very close, isn't it? It's very close.
So I wanted to
tightens it up.
I wanted to try and finish as close as possible to Spencer in the second race, because obviously I finished ahead of him in the first race, just to claw some back.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I got the fastest lap in race 2.
Hang on.
I got the pole position. I might be wrong, but
no, you're right. Yeah, 125.42. That's almost identical to your fastest lap in the first race.
Yeah, Wobbly stole the fastest lap in the second race.
By 4/10ths or something.
We did it on the same lap as well. It was well annoying, but I was like, "You're stealing my points." So yeah, overall, it was great. I had a look at it, and I spoke to Sam about it, and we're both in agreement. It's very much a racing. Well, an racing incident. Let's put it that way, because 2 laps before that we did the same thing and nothing happened.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, well, I can do it again and try and get down the inside into the next one, like we did the lap before. In hindsight, I should have just pitted at the end at the end of the lap prior to that.
Yeah.
But I was worried about getting caught up in traffic because it's so difficult to overtake. Anyway, I was like, well, I'm going to prioritize track position over
Yeah.
pitting, and I was obviously wobbly pitted early, and it worked out. Like if I'd pitted maybe a couple of laps before I actually did, I think I probably would have finished maybe second, maybe third.
Okay.
But obviously, hindsight's a wonderful thing, and I don't. Yeah, you want to race the people around you, and it's not very often you get to race like door banging the guys around you.
Yeah.
Like last week was me and Sam were like last week Sam and I were so close together for like every single race we did together around there.
Mhm.
And nothing happened there. Whereas this week it was just one of those things. It was just a corner on iRacing that was like, no fam.
It didn't look anything in it. It didn't look like there was anything
obviously
in it.
I got lucky in the.
Here we go.
Lucky
We've had it. He's got
in
it.
the fact that it didn't take me out the race. It looked like it killed his engine as he hit the wall. But as he pinged back off the wall, it sent me. I might have managed to get away with it, and not lose that much time. But it spun me around. But luckily for me, I was able to just pit at the end of the next lap and repair and finish sixth. Like I couldn't catch Logan in the feed because as soon as I think it was Logan got in the feed's toe, then they were pulling away. I just couldn't catch him. I could match him, but I couldn't catch them. And then I started trying too hard, and then I was like, I need a little bit of fuel saving. So overall, it's a good night. I'm happy with my car, the pace, the racing, the team points as well. So yeah, obviously I feel bad for Sam because I don't know where he finished in that second race, but
he finished in a dizzyingly high 24th.
Yeah, I do feel bad.
Yeah, he did. Well, you got a lucky break out of that, and Sam didn't. But it was a racing incident, and like you say, you've had a lot of great racing already this season. We look forward to a lot more of it. To be honest.
At some point, iRacing is going to iRace, isn't it? So
well, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It is what it is.
What I heard was it was all Sam's fault. And that's what I'll be telling him when he comes in for his interview. If he does.
Well, good job. We've already spoken about it, isn't it? Then
I'll
stir in the pot.
Yeah, I'll stir anything, me. But no, it was a very entertaining race for many different reasons, and a lot of it in the first race was obviously behind you because you checked out and were in a different time zone. Second race, yeah, you were in it, and sometimes you're right. The iRacing gods smite you down with bolts of lightning and thunder. So yeah, and you two got it this time. We're where are we next? We're at brand new track, aren't we? Lebanon. Or however you say that, I don't know. Somebody's going to correct me immediately on a chat somewhere. Probably David Johansson, because that's what he does, isn't he? He gets on the chat. But yeah, have you raced there at all?
I haven't even loaded it up. No,
I haven't bought it yet. It's going to be interesting.
Oh, it's a nice circuit.
So is it? Is it good?
Yeah, no,
it's
nice
free
circuit.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah. Of course, it's the free track that we put in, isn't it? Duh. Anyway. I'm not very intelligent, as you already know.
I think it'll be tight for the TCRs.
Yeah, well, that was the interesting choice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it'll be very tight. It'll be fun, though, I imagine.
Yeah, it'll be good to see what happens with the points after this one, because it should mix it up very nicely and make for interesting racing for the next 2/3 of the season, because that's what's left. Anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your victory in race 1?
Yeah, obviously you guys put on a good show. I think it was 34 cars around this tiny little track, so I was shocked there wasn't another yellow flag.
Yeah.
So kudos to everyone as well for that, and like I say, you guys for still putting up with us all racing and moaning at you and do the points.
That's just one guy though, that isn't it really?
Yeah, Wobbly for turning up and being my teammate this week. It was nice to have one. And the help that he got. I'm going to say that the setup I gave him before the race helped him go quicker than me. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, milk it.
And just the rest of the guys for just week in, week out, all the practice sessions that everyone puts up, and appreciate that as well. And just to Sam, just unlucky. I still feel bad. I knew it was like a racing thing, but you still feel bad when you I just happened to catch the lucky end of it. Next week it could be the other way around, and I'm the one in the sea. So It is what it is,
Oh,
unfortunately.
we're just
But
watching
yeah,
Jay Corley losing it in front of you there.
yeah, that scared me.
I'm sure as he rotated, he was probably like, "Not again." Uh,
I'm sure I heard him say that in my brain. Yeah,
yeah. But
yeah, feel bad for him.
yeah, it should be good at Lebanon. It'll be interesting because it'll be new to so many people. Yes, it's the free track that they released, so I'm gonna go and have a look at that over the weekend. But great to see you racing. Great to see you back in winning form, and we look forward to seeing you next week. The luckiest man in a car, and he managed to say it several times again. Stephen Walker, everybody.
It's lucky Honda. Cheers, guys.
Well, Stephen.
He's a great lad, isn't he?
He is.
Right, next one we bring in is going to be Mr. Current reigning champion himself, Spencer McCarthy. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. So, we'll talk about race 2, yeah?
Please.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, public apologies, murdering Logan. That's big sorry from me.
Yeah, well, talk us through that, because I can't now replay it because SDK loses the first race every time you change a bit of the session.
Well, yeah, I had a good battle around the first lap with Logan. I got a run on him coming up the hill, got a better run through Moss, and then we were side by side going into the right-hander at the end of the back straight.
Yep.
And, you know, you're on the outside, you've got to give it a go, right? I braked late.
Yeah.
So as did Logan, we were going through side by side, but first lap issues really, cold tyres. It went a bit wide. The back end just started sliding, one of those lazy slides that you get.
Yeah.
And it was kind of touch and go whether I was going to make it on the track or not. And then in the end, it kind of put two wheels on the grass. And then that was it. I was kind of a passenger for the left-hander coming up. I just couldn't slow it down. So, and by that point, Logan was then still next to me, and I couldn't stop it in time for the left-hander. So
I mean,
that was it, really. Passenger.
Yeah.
It's a unique way to turn left.
Yeah.
Using another car. But yeah, we saw you do a massive pause. I'm thinking that you were expecting him to come round.
Yeah, he pulled in the pits. So
Yeah.
I had to then catch him, right. So
we did watch it in slow motion, and we saw your car just it twitched in a way that suggested that the fronts had just given up.
Well, it was like one of those lazy rear slides, a bit like Jay's, you know, where Jay Portimao
he's good at that now, isn't he?
Had that lazy slide, and in the end it turned into a tank slapper. So you just got to be careful because you overheat the rears, and then it's like the car's just not going to be compliant for the next 30 seconds.
Is this a new thing with the new tyres then, Spencer? This
I
kind
don't
of
think
sensitivity?
so. No, it's always been a characteristic, I think, of iRacing that if you get into one of those long, lazy slides, that you get this flash heating that goes on. I think it's always been there. I think it's just the way the tyres are now. On the first lap, it seems like you're a bit vulnerable to it, I guess, because they feel a bit greasy on the first lap, and I think
there's noticeable lack of grip. You see people struggling for grip on the first lap at the moment.
Yeah, but then it literally comes in almost like the corner before the last corner. It's like bang, you've then got the grip again. It's
but it's a very visible thing that you can see the car struggling for grip on the first lap. It's early. Interesting.
Obviously, I've spoken to Logan already, but my bad. I can't really, you got to try.
These things happen.
Has he got the voodoo doll out or not?
I hope so next time round.
I see you've got Bang Bang Pop Pop on the back of your car now. Who's Gary? Where's that gone?
He's been gone for so long that I think that what I've done is I've reduced the font every single season that he's not been around, and now you just can't see it anymore.
Brilliant.
I reduced it by 1 point every time, and it was at like 72 to start with. So he's missed 72 seasons, so now you can't see it.
Brilliant. And then
hopefully he's watching.
Yeah, and then race 2 happened.
Race 2 happened, obviously.
That's good.
Yeah, if you're one of the quicker guys, of which there are quite many nowadays, and what happens is generally most race ones, one of the quicker guys will have a problem, and then it's almost like everyone's then chasing that one guy because he's like 3 places ahead of you on the race 2.
Yeah.
And I was that guy this time round. So yeah, I had the fortunate situation where I was kind of the guy that was getting through the traffic ahead of me. Took me a long time to catch Pete. Roger did his job as a rear gunner.
He really did, didn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
Made a meal of it. But yeah, hopefully sort of dealt with him and then sort of chipped away at Pete. And I think Pete's tyres started to sort of drop off a bit before mine. So I then sort of,
There was
got him.
there was a point where you suddenly were on him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There was a big gap and then there was no gap.
It kind of went to 1.9, 1.8, and then all of a sudden, I think over the next couple of laps, it was all of a sudden under 1 and well into the. Yeah, well, it's almost like that psychological thing when someone's chasing you down. You know, once they're under 2, they're in draft.
Yeah,
Dun, dun, dun. And it's like, right, they're gonna get me now. So, yeah.
No, it was really entertaining. That's the second race particularly. I can't remember where you pitted. You left it quite late, really.
I left it quite late.
Yeah.
I think it was like I had 1 lap in the tank left, sort of thing. But I had a decent enough gap over everyone. I thought. I mean, I was monitoring kind of Wobbly's gap, and I was monitoring obviously, Naveed and stuff. So, yeah, I kind of felt like I put an extra litre of fuel in just to be safe, just in case.
Yeah.
It was telling me 11. I put in 12, and then
you should have lent that to Pete Newman.
Well, oh really? Did it? Yeah, but I think Pete though was hoping that he was going to sort of stay, P2 or something, because he seemed to let me through quite easily, and then wanted to, sit behind me and get dragged along, playing the long game really. So thanks to Pete on that one. But yeah, I think he just sort of eased off and ran out of fuel. Bless him.
Ran out of fuel, yeah. Unfortunate, but there you go. It was close, I think.
Yeah.
Next week's
closed.
Yeah, next week's the track of your choice, Lebanon.
So isn't.
Is it not? Which
No?
did you choose?
I chose Navarra.
Oh no, of course you did.
We've done that.
Me being silly, we've done that one. So Lebanon.
Well, I mean, I can choose this one again.
If you want,
I choose Lebanon for
Excellent.
the next race.
Well done. So 2 champions' choices.
That's a good coincidence.
It's a good coincidence because it's in the official season. Yeah, it's
Oh,
great.
wow, that's such a coincidence.
Yes.
Have you raced anything on it?
Nope.
Excellent.
Haven't downloaded it. Just had a look at the map. Actually, we were just chatting in the interview in the green room, waiting for this. And yeah, we were talking about the track. And some people were going, ugh. Some people were going, ooh.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'll do some laps and see. Looks fun.
Yeah, see if we get.
I like it,
Yeah.
but I've only done it in a Mazda, so
It's probably the best car to do it in. It looks twisty.
yes.
Yeah.
So, anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go and see which ways you're going to win next week?
Yes. Let's shout out to Stephen Walker for the pace tonight. I think blistering. He's setting things alight for sure. He then obviously, told Wobbly how to do it as well.
Yes.
Because Wobbly was then doing the same pace. So Wobbly needs to thank Stephen. If he doesn't, then I'm doing it for him now. And then you've got Logan, who got back up to 4th place in that second race after obviously my issues I gave him in race 1. So yeah, hats off to him for doing that. That was a mega drive. Naveed for getting the podium.
Didn't he get 2?
Yeah, he probably did actually 2 podiums.
I mean, he did. Just a minute. Oh, just shut the screen down. Yes, 2 podiums, 2 third places.
2 third parties. So yeah, hats off to him. I think he's a force to be reckoned with. I think once he gets his head around it all, he'll be bang up there now. Obviously, he's jumped to the Audi because he feels a bit more comfortable. And I think I think he's realised that this is a serious league now. I think this is, I think this second time round, it's almost looking at the pace, looking at the quali pace, looking at how close everyone is to the times. He's like, geez, this is actually, one of the quickest leagues out there. Is pretty much how he was thinking.
Right. Okay. That's
so
good.
It's good. Good. I think it's
Yeah.
having him in here. That's and he's a good racer, right? He knows what he's doing.
Very planted driver. Yeah. Seems to be.
Right. So I think it's a credit to you lot because you've got attracted these drivers by going out and doing the official races and showing off your own talent and quality.
Yeah.
And it's like a lure, and it's fantastic. Look at the people who've come since you started doing that. It's been great.
And it's good for the rest of the drivers, right? So the guys that we were racing with, 7-8 seasons ago, how they've come on, and like if they drop into an official now, they're like blitzing officials. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the league is. I think it's just that community vibe, isn't it? Right? I mean, sharing setups and talking about what's good, what works, what doesn't work, reviewing things. Yeah, I think it's hopefully helped a lot of people out.
I know it has, because you're right. These guys, they may be kind of middle of the field here, but you pop them in an official race and they win it.
Yeah.
And you see it in the TCR chat all the time. Did an official race, won, and I just think, well, that's just because of the guys that they race with on Mondays in practice and Wednesdays in race and things like that. You're right. It builds confidence racing against, alongside other people as well, and racing around you fast guys can be really intimidating when you get in an official and you don't know the people around you. And it gives you that confidence to say, well, actually, I'm just going to let this one go, and I can sit in his toe and get myself a bag full of irate and etc. etc. It's all lessons in there. So, no, very well said.
So shout to Matt, shout to Sam, obviously teammates, and lastly to you guys. Well done, 34 cars on the grid.
36, but we'll let you off.
Oh geez, 36. Sorry, when I was joining, it was 34. So there was more. There was later ones than me. What are you talking about?
I know you're usually the last driver to join, but you weren't tonight. There's a couple sneaked in after you.
Well done. To you guys.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's
great.
Actually,
but
all that entry money. Yes. Oh Christ!
Wow.
I mean, that's a meal. That is.
if only that was the case. And on that note, we will look forward to seeing you probably winning again at Lebanon. Our current reigning champion, Spencer McCarthy.
Thanks, guys.
Good night.
Oh, did you get your trophy?
Yeah. Sorry, I did. Do you want me to go on camera and show you?
I don't know. Are you wearing anything?
No.
No, it's okay. No, just post a picture in the chat, and everybody can absorb it there. But yes, glad you got it. I'm sending out the certificates this weekend because my printer packed up and I had to buy a new one. So yeah, everything else will be coming in the post very, very shortly. But yes, our reigning champion, Spencer McCarthy.
Thanks, guys.
Cool. Right, next up, we're going to bring in... who are we going to bring in? Oh, no.
We could be here all night.
Very likely, yeah. And anybody you want to thank before I let you go?
I parked your tractor on the roof.
I really hope you didn't, because that was Jack's job yesterday, apparently. So, what did you do in the first race? I can't even remember. Wobbly. Oh, did you get 2 second places?
I got 2 second places.
He got 2 second places. Yes, he did.
That's not like you at all. You're usually out and quitted and, in your pajamas and, all that sort of stuff.
Like, only when Spencer kills me.
and he did a good job of it last time, yeah. But no, you seem to get on very well with Mosport, and we're putting it down to the fact that Stephen taught you how to do it.
Well. Now, I have to admit, I made a setup, I shared it, which was good. It was a good setup. I think it was super sketcy, and then on Monday, I was on the Spectre 6 Discord and talking to Steven. and he shared me his setup. I was like, I can't drive this. And then I saw how planted it was in the first couple of corners, like 20 minutes before the race started. Can you share it one more time? And then I ended up using it. So I have to give him credit for the setup, which it was a really good one.
He did mention it, Wobbly. He did say that he shared his setup with you. So
it was good. Yeah, I mean, he made a good setup, and it's good for him that he finally did a thing,
You mean multiple champion Stephen Walker? Is that who you're referring to?
That was back when he didn't really have any competition.
Here we go. Oh dear, funny stuff.
Fastest lap of the night, maybe.
Yeah. That was yours in the first one, wasn't it?
I had the fastest lap in the first race.
Yeah.
Who had the fastest lap in the second?
Yeah. I mean, we are basically. I thought that he had a little bit more pace than me during quali, and I already told him that. And he obviously he got the pole, and then before the race, I already told him that we're not gonna attack. We're just gonna reel in the 1-2. We're just gonna try and do the team championship thing. And in the first 4 laps, I was 3 laps. I was so much quicker than him because he was taking it super safe in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And it caught me off guard once, and then I had to brake, and I almost lost it. Ended up side by side with Naveed, which was a really good fight. And we touched a little bit, but I instantly, I raced against Naveed in the what was it again, the WTCR thingy, and I always had good races with him. It's always hard racing, but good racing. And then I got into the groove again, and I think that my overall race pace was probably a little bit quicker than Steven's. Because Steven got in his own head a little bit during the race. But the first race was the best outcome we could have hoped for the team championship this week.
It was a handsome race to watch because you planted it on the front of the grid and drove away, and nobody could catch you. It's just kind of a perfect race, really, isn't it?
Yeah, the tires were pretty good after like 15 minutes, and it just settled where the others fell off a little bit, and we didn't really have any issues. Yeah, and on the second race, I just pitted in the hopes that I wouldn't encounter any traffic because Sam and Jamie were having, I don't know what they were doing, like an MMA fight or something, but it was absolutely ridiculous. No, I'm just kidding, but they were fighting so hard that it was slowing us all down.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that I would have come out in clean air, but I didn't. But I somehow managed to get my way through, like, I think 12 cars within a lap and a half. I don't know what they were doing, but I sent it everywhere. Like, I'm gonna go for it every gap. And sorry if I offended anyone by suddenly being in a space where you didn't expected me. But I underfueled. Yeah, and then while I was doing the pit, I figured that I was like, oh, you need 11.05 liters. Oh, okay, I can do 10. Oh, yeah, I can do 9. Oh, hell, I'm doing 8. And then I drove out of the pits like 8. That doesn't seem right. And I looked up at the numbers like, oh, now I have to save 1.5 liters. And then the plan was obviously to drive as fast as possible. But yeah, okay, I ended up getting it done, and I think second place was Spencer did a really good job. I think he had got a better position on track with more clear air.
Yes.
But he still had. I think that my pace was a little bit quicker, but he did an awesome job by reeling in the win. And second place was good. And so lucky that Sam and Steven apparently also want to fight each other the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to work for it. There was no free gifts out there tonight. Everybody was having to work for it, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was good fun. I mean, I enjoyed the track. I like the quick corners. I like the flow of it, and it's gonna be. This one was better than. It was better, and it's gonna be better than next week because that track. You need a. Did you see it, Pete?
I've not done anything with it. No, nothing.
Oh, yeah, you need a GPS system to understand where you want to go.
I'll have a go at that at the weekend. But yeah, it probably helped that Pete Newman took your fueling rules.
Yeah, I saw that. He let me buy. I was like, oh, and I asked in chat late, like in the last night, like, Pete, did you want the fuel?
Knowing that he did, yeah.
Yeah.
I did. And it also helped that Stephen Hadoukened Sam Blease. That was a Street Fighter reference for anybody else.
But I think that looking at the numbers, I would have probably been in front of them because Naveed was about 2 seconds off of that pack.
Yeah.
And I ended up 2.5 seconds in front of Naveed when I came out of the pit. So it would have been super close. I think I would have been in front of them.
Right. Okay. Well, either way, it was a fantastic night's points haul for you and for Spectre 6. And we hope for nothing less, obviously, than Stephen giving you a setup that makes you win at Lebanon next week. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Well, not you.
No.
Been a while since I've been here. Not you. And I told one general comment. I told Spencer I was gonna make so much funny jokes for you to see how far I can see how far I can take it before you throw me out in 3 weeks. Alan for being in the booth here. I had a blast with driving against the feed. Spencer, no, Steven for the setup. The other guys, I think we had like 36 cars on the grid or something, and the amount of incidents were, I think you could have counted them on one hand.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It
was hard racing, was really good. So good up for everybody here turning up, and a special shout out. And this one it's not for you, Pete.
It never is.
It is not for you, but yeah, obviously we had a competition, whatever. But this one is for Fistman, man. The 2 second places.
Oh, thank you for that. That
Yeah.
does mean a lot, actually.
Yeah,
I'll
I
try not to tear up. In that case, we'll expect nothing less than 2 wins at Lebanon next week. Wobbly kneecaps.
Bye.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, I got rid of him before you could say it.
Well, 2 second places.
uh,
That's a hell of a result tonight on such a furious
Well,
paced race.
Just between you and me, it's going to be difficult not to vote for driver of the meeting for him, which makes me want to vomit
Yes.
in my own mouth.
Yes,
or
well, he's going to probably get it from one of us, isn't he?
Well, it makes me want to defecate in my hands and clap enthusiastically. That's what that makes me want to do. But anyway, next into the booth, we are going to bring in. There we go. If I can find the right buttons to press, the bridesmaid of the bridesmaid, who is Naveed Hussain, 2 third places tonight. Welcome to the booth.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, congratulations.
That was yet again some spectacular driving. You had much better fortune in that Audi. It seems extremely planted underneath you. Not that the was it the Elantra you were in? Not that didn't. But you seem to just be able to turn that car like. Well, the Audi's a bit of a pig normally, isn't it? It doesn't turn that well. It's good in a straight line, but you seem to get it round Mosport very easily.
Well, I was struggling with the Elantra a lot on Monday when I first started driving here.
Mhm.
I couldn't really get the rotation in it without snapping.
Right.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I just didn't have wasn't able to control the slip angle like I can in the Audi and the Honda.
Okay.
I made the decision to go to the Audi, which was like first lap out of the pits in the Audi. I was like, okay, there's no point in even thinking to drive anything else other than maybe the Honda.
Right.
Completely switched it up and yeah, made the decision to change the car.
I mean, it's brave because when you look at the grid, there's only 4 of you in the Audi, and you are significantly higher than the next best placed Audi, which was Stefan in 11th. So yeah, brave boy, and clearly making it switch on to get 2 third places.
Yeah.
That's spectacular and great points for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing White.
Yeah, I mean, the Audi, as you know, is very good in a straight line, and on the uphill sections, like even if somebody was 0.2 or 0.3 behind me, it was very difficult for them to get up to my bumper or even attempt to make a move.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had draft on another car, it was like exponentially better. I mean, I was going maybe 1.3, 1.2 up to maybe like 6/10 by the time I was turning into the right-hander on the back straight.
It
was definitely
handy, isn't it? That's very handy.
Yeah, it certainly was. Yeah. But I knew that. I knew the Audi it would struggle in some of the higher speed corners, especially turn 2. Turn 2, it was really giving up a tenth of the other cars.
Yeah, I bet.
Being able to make it back up on the straights was it was a strategy I knew would probably work in the race. Maybe wasn't the greatest in qualifying, but yeah, it was a very raceable car rather than a fast one.
Sure, well, you had the uphill as well. I mean, I imagine the Audi went up the hill pretty well.
Yeah, really well. Yeah,
it's quite a climb, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you're like flat out for maybe 15, 16 seconds going up there, and yeah, it certainly is a benefit.
Yeah, the Audi's always for the last I'd say 4 seasons. It seems to squat down at the back and just launch itself down straights. It's a shame we're not at Daytona for you, really, isn't it? Because it just absolutely monsters that track. Yeah. Fantastic performances. We saw you in deep into the thick of the racing and the squabbles, but so clean. Absolutely fantastic. No instance like you got turned off the track last week in the first of the races, but you were absolutely majestic tonight. Anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you start practicing for Lebanon, and you can tell us whether you've actually turned a lap there or not?
First of all, no. I haven't done any laps there yet. I was only told a moment ago that it's a free track, so at least I don't have to pay for it.
Hey, free tracks. We love them.
Free tracks, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
They probably made people pay for it a few seasons ago, and now it's free. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Usual iRacing ways. But yeah, thanks to all my teammates. Thanks to Sam, thanks to Spencer, thanks to Matt. Thanks to you guys in the league. Great commentary as always. I watched the stream back last week and it was immense. It was
Were you
brilliant.
watching the right channel?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awfully kind.
Well, we'll take him out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Anybody else?
It is a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a great league, and thanks to all the other drivers on track. Everybody's drives very fair, and everybody's quick, so it's a lot of fun. So thanks to everybody.
Awesome stuff. Well, fantastic bloke to have in our league, and of course you're gonna win both races at Lebanon. Nothing like a brand new free track for that. The super fast Naveed Hussain, everybody.
Thanks.
Very well done.
Good stuff.
Yes.
He's a nice guy. I like him.
Yeah, no, we
He can come back. He can come back.
It can't be just that there's so many nice people in iRacing, but we get a good selection of real gentle people. Really, very nice.
Yeah, absolutely right. Very well said. Right, let's have a look at what happened in the first race again. Right then, we are going to bring in. Here we go. There. So, welcome to the booth. Previous multiple champion of this series, Sam Bleed.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Sam.
Don't know whether you expected to chat to me, but you got fourth in the first race, which was a hotly contested battle throughout. It was, sometimes the first races in the evening, the 20-minute sprints can be something of a procession right at the front, but that one wasn't. The two front cars got away, but then you were having a good old dice from third back over, weren't you?
Yeah, it was really good racing. I messed up my qualifying. I had a pole lap right at the end of qualifying. I was 4.5 tenths up and 4.3 behind work. And then I lost 4.5 tenths exactly in the final corner with a massive slide. So I would have been on pole by like half a tenth.
Right.
And actually I ended up 10th.
Yeah.
So I had pace. I knew I had some pace. The car felt, I'd only found a setup right in practice just before that I was happy with. So car felt good. Chuck it at the scenery, see how I got on, and yeah, it had good pace. Was able to battle a few people and move up 10th into 4th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good clean race. It was good fun, and yeah, decent result for us. I think Naveed was 2nd or 3rd in that one, so we ended up with decent points for the yeah, it was then wobbly, wasn't it? Then Naveed and me.
That's right.
So, yeah, so decent points for the team, and yeah, good fun racing.
Yeah.
Yes, as long as you enjoyed the racing, Sam. That's the thing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It was really
fun out
good.
there, wasn't it? I bet.
It's
Yeah.
a tough track for it because you can go side by side everywhere, but you have to be so accurate and so committed.
Yeah, those
and
corners can be lethal as well, can't they? I mean, it's
Even on your own.
combination. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
for going side by side. There was a lot of skill out on display out there tonight.
It's
And,
a tough track
Really,
to drive.
very nice to see.
Yeah, no, it was good, and I was very impressed. I did a preemptive warning in race 2 about safety cars because I could just see carnage occurring, and it was there was some.
There was
And
some,
I imagine that's the subject of your next question, Pete.
It might be, but before I get there, second race, you launched yourself from like I don't know, 8th or 9th or something like that, and you got not stuck behind. Jamie Jeffrey just seemed to have no front end on the car, so he just looked like he was sliding through corners. Alan spotted it first. It just looked like it wasn't gripping up, but you couldn't get past him that quickly. You were sat behind him for a little while.
Yeah, I didn't see the front end of his car because the rear end of his car was 3 miles wide.
Yeah, he's good at it, isn't he? You can't argue with it either. He's clean with it.
Yeah, it wasn't over the line. It was on the line, but it wasn't over the line. He was just defending really well. He knew exactly where to put the car.
Yep.
And he did it lap after lap. And yeah, like you said, I was much quicker. When I eventually forced my way through, I pulled a 2nd in a lap.
Yeah.
But
Yes, yeah, you
I
shot
couldn't do
away.
anything with it. And it was frustrating because you were just watching Spencer and watching Pete Newman just drive off into the distance. So I had good pace again, but yeah, he messed my strategy up a little bit. When I got past him, then decent phase, was able to put some decent laps together, start reeling Pete. I started reeling Pete Newman in a bit. Spencer, much less so. Occasionally I got a 10th or so on him, but yeah. So it was a good stage of the race, and then the incident.
Yeah, you got smoked down by the iRacing gods. I don't know whether from the angles I couldn't see whether there was any netcode in it, but as Stephen said, the previous lap or lap before that, you sailed around there 1.5 wide, we'll call it, shall we? And no issues. And then that time there was about 3 tiny contacts before your car decided to roll across the front of Stephen's.
Yeah, it was netcode. So yeah,
Oh, it was,
exactly right.
okay,
The lap before, we'd done the first half of the lap side by side,
Yeah.
and it was, I was inside, then I was outside, then I was inside. Managed to hold him off, but he had such good pace today. But yeah, that second time round, I'd had to go in narrow because he was already outside my car. So I was a little bit wider than I wanted to be, but just at the moment my car started to turn and started to actually rotate, I watched it on slow-mo, and you could see the car just starts pointing where it needs to, and we had room to get around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Just at that point, the netcode contact on my left rear just ended the rotation, and it just understeered off. So it just carried on straight after that. And then, yeah, it was just, we were both committed. Neither of us could lift without spinning into each other and hitting a wall, which obviously was what happened anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, the netcode just stopped my car rotating, pushed me out, and then I'm across the front, and all 4 wheels are off. The boot's gone, the bonnet's gone, and
the engine went
tow
on
job.
mine. Yeah.
The whole lot, yeah. Tow job, get it into the pits, and
Oh
drive
dear,
around for
Sam, we
25th
don't like
or
to see that
24th.
happen to you. We don't, honestly.
It's miserable.
No.
Miserable.
It's
Steele's a
two
good
weeks in a
racer.
row, though.
I know.
Last time from the lead on the final lap, and this time from probably what would have turned out to be maybe 3rd, maybe 4th.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a shame, but it happens. It's racing, and it's nothing.
No.
It's
Well,
nothing anyone's done. It's nothing malicious. It's not even a mistake,
it.
really. It's just part of it. It's one of those things.
You've got a fantastic history racing with Stephen. We've seen you in
yeah,
monumental battles for years now, and we it's not something I would want to miss. And if this is the outcome of the occasional one, well, we can live with that, can't we?
Yeah,
Look
absolutely.
how much
It's the
great
price you
racing
pay
we've
for.
had. We get, exactly. It's the price you pay for great racing. And
If one
we
time
get
in
that.
20 this happens, then the other 19 make up for it. So I'm
Exactly.
cool with it. And we've had some amazing battles this season, in officials as well. And yeah, it's always good fun racing with Stephen. So no complaints. He didn't do anything wrong. It's just how things are.
Well, it's not, you're both princes of the league. It's great. It's great. We've got such a core of a rock solid core of classy drivers. And yeah, like a magnet for talent at the moment. You're doing a great job of bringing new drivers to the league and really making a huge impact.
Oh, it's amazing to see, isn't it? I mean, what, top 15 maybe could be with a fight of a race win now?
Really, isn't it?
It's insane.
I know.
I've never seen it. I mean, we're chatting to David, and obviously he's new to the league and he's new to the team, in geodesic. But we've raced with him before in that the World Touring Car stuff that was on Raceport, and he says, the standard is equivalent now.
Right.
That stuff we were doing a few years ago that was just massive and quite unpleasant, to be honest, in terms of some of the driving standards that were going on and the arguments that were coming out of it.
Yeah, I remember watching it.
He was saying the standard is very similar now. That you've got that same real core of 5, 6, 7, 10 people who can expect to be fighting for the win, and then there's another handful that, bit of luck, bit of reverse grid, bit of strategy or whatever, can absolutely be in the conversation for a win on their right track and stuff. So it's so good to see, going from strength to strength, and without bringing in lots of complaints, lots of incidents, lots of stupid driving, and
outstanding, clean driving. It's great to you all. We love it. Thank you very much.
No, thank you guys for hosting it and putting the broadcast on, giving us something to watch back.
No, absolutely. And Lebanon, been there, done that.
No.
Nope.
Never been, never done it.
That.
No idea.
It's gonna be good fun.
I watched the YouTube video. It looks technical. I think it's going to be hard to learn.
Bit tight.
Yeah, I think Spencer said, or someone has said, it was wobbly. You need a sat nav to get around it because you don't know which way it goes.
They all look
Yeah.
the same. All the corners look the same. That's the only trouble with it.
And tight and hilly and blind cornery and
That's
stuff.
the one.
I
Yes.
think it looks fun.
Yeah,
But-
well, I'll be tuning in.
It's definitely one you want to learn. You need to do some laps on it. That's for sure. You don't want to
Yeah.
go there cold.
Sorry, I had to
Yeah,
mute myself
absolutely.
a minute ago because I found the picture that you posted of J. Cole from last week. Oh,
Oh
dear.
yeah.
That's class. That is so funny. I think a little bit of Wii came out. Yeah, Leading On. It's gonna be a tasty one. What? All right. Just seeing Sam boozing, winding David Johansson up on the chat, which is always fun. But yeah, it's always great to see you racing. Shame about the netcode contact with Stephen, but like we said, if that's once in a blue moon, then we'll live with the odd blue moon. In that case, we will let you go and practice and find Leading On and do something with it before we see you probably on the podium again next week. Sam, please, everybody.
I'd hope
Yeah.
so. Cheers, guys.
Well
I'll see you
done,
next
Sam.
week.
Good night.
Oh, in fact, I won't see you next week. I'm not here.
Oh,
Just
what?
remember.
Oh,
I'm at a festival next week, so I'm not here until
Oh,
next week.
goodness.
Which
Are you
So I
going
don't
to-
need to practice.
which festival are you at?
Oh.
It's
Well,
called
we'll miss you,
2000
Sam.
Trees.
We'll miss you.
2000
Are you going to go
trees.
and do a sing
It's
along?
near Cheltenham. Yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever been to that one.
What's it called?
2000 trees.
How many trees are going?
At least 2000, I think. Mate, it's a big year, so maybe 2010 or 12.
Wow, that's going to be amazing.
I assume it's in a forest. I don't know. I've never been. I don't really know what to expect, but it
Right.
should be
Well,
good fun.
I expect you to do a full count and report back next week.
Yeah, and
I mean,
Andy
if
may
I
still
could
end up on
remember
the podium next week. You just don't know, do you?
If I could remember any of it, then
Yeah.
I probably haven't done it right.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well done on that one, and enjoy it. Because there's your drop week right there.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that. Enjoy, and thank you to Sam Blees.
Cheers, guys. See you
Good
again.
night.
Bye.
Mhm.
Right, next one up, Logan. We're going to bring Logan in. Have we spoken to Logan before?
Yeah, no, get Logan in here.
Yeah. So, welcome to the booth, Logan McKinsey.
Yes. Hey guys. How you doing?
Hello, he's
fantastic.
there. Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, well done.
You're about to get
Good to see you
assaulted
waiting.
with words and nonsense. Well, race 2 was good. For a 4th place finish. Where did you end up in race 1? There was
Logan, nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
what- Wow, man, you've got some pace, haven't you? Goodness me.
yeah.
God, it's fantastic watching you race. Beautiful driving.
I'm trying to find.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I love this track. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, oh, it's a hard old drive, though, isn't it? Technical and dangerous, isn't it? Just intrinsically dangerous. We must have had a great time tonight, though, because it's been a fantastic watch. There's been so much great racing on there. There has.
Yeah, huge amounts of speed, and loads of clear talent, and keeping that Elantra underneath you. It looked like it was on rails for a while, and your qualifying was brilliant as well. You got Spencered on lap 1, didn't you? Unfortunately, through the S's when he drifted out onto the green stuff and mowed the lawn for about 200 meters, and then demolished your car, sadly. Have you spoken to him about it? I think he said you'd already had a chat.
Yeah, he apologized to me for it, and I mean, you know, that's one of those incidents where even when I'm not really at fault for an incident, it's good to go back and still see what you could have done differently. But I don't think I really could have done anything differently there. I was right where I wanted to be, and got hit. But I don't blame him for losing the car out there, because as I later found out while fighting Jamie in the second race, there's no grip out there.
No.
I did the same thing he did, and I had to turn left and cut the corner. But it was
It
unfortunate.
looked like there was a bit of grip problems actually around the place
Yeah,
tonight.
a few people getting lateral drift, as it were. Diminished adhesion, I think, is the terminology from the real world. But yeah, So we'll focus on race 2 because that was a meteoric rise through the field. You you improved your position by 16 places, more than any other racer in the field. A fantastic recovery drive, we'll call it, picking up cars and popping them down behind you very, very rapidly. It bodes well for you going to other tracks and not getting Spencered out of a race.
Yeah, I still feel like I could have done more. I think I should have at least had a couple more chances at Wobbly. Would have been nice.
Yeah, take them all and repeatedly. There's still 10 GBP, £10 sterling for anybody that intentionally takes them out, but you've got to prove that it was intentional. Not that we promote anything like that in this league, of course. However, of course not. No, this is absolutely fair and above board in all ways. But if you can take him out, that'd be great. But yes, you seem to be in that group of the super fast, and you seem to fit right in with it as well. You had to catch up with it in the second race, but you got there pretty quickly. It almost felt like having to make your way through the field and do that almost last to first challenge sort of situation. That you got better track position at points in the race and were able to munch away at the leads of the people that were fighting right at the front. Does that feel right?
Yeah, one of the I'd say so, because one of the benefits of being in that position where you've got a bunch of fast cars in front of you, but they're being held up by guys that were inverted in front of them to start the race is you can just chill and save fuel. I was lifting so early compared to I'd watch all these guys barrel up into Moss Corner, and I'd be lifting before we even started going downhill into it. That's how I ended up with 2 extra laps of fuel, and I had better tires than everyone, I think, coming out of the pits. So yeah, that really helped me out. Of course, there were a couple of crashes that also benefited me, but I had to dodge the one with Sam and Steven.
Oh gosh, were you behind that? Were you?
I cut right between them while they were still on track.
Oh, I wouldn't have noticed because I was busy watching cars fall into pieces behind you in the background. Oh dear. Yeah. Well, good dodging.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with race 2. When I came out on my outlap, I had a few slides going on, and before the pit stops, I had the cut track when I was battling Jamie, and had to serve the slowdown for that. And so I cost myself 2 or 3 more laps of trying to get past Wobbly for the podium, or even just being past him on Exeter Pit Road. But so other than that, it's a good race.
You're driving well if you can take it to Wobbly. He's very quick. So if you're giving him a hard time on the track, that's a real credit to you and your driving. You've really got fantastic pace. It's a pleasure to watch you. And you fit in with the ethos of the league. People don't like to crash. It's very unusual for Spencer to be involved in an incident like that where he's lost it and he's holding his hands up. It doesn't happen very often. We have so much great racing out of you guys. It's a pleasure to host you, to be honest.
It is, yeah. Just stay away from Jay Corley because at the minute he's a one-man missile at the minute.
I had to dodge him too.
Yeah, no,
I
saw that before.
I think 5 separate parked cars throughout race 2.
Freebies. So yeah, you are a wonderful addition to our league, and hopefully you'll stick around forever, because you are in that super fast bracket, and I think that once you become a little bit more familiar with racing with these guys, it'll be ridiculously enjoyable for you. Some of these guys have been in here for literally 7 years, and they never leave because they just love racing with each other. And we're attracting more people, more massive talent like yourself, and that can only be good for everybody. Anybody you want? Oh, a Lebanon. Have you even stared at it in anger or not?
Never put a lap down. I imagine I will be doing some officials to practice for that.
Yeah.
because I'll be
Smart
I'll be a bit
move.
lost.
Yeah, it's a smart move because you really do need to go and put a bit of time in there. It's one that you need to practice. It's got a lot of very similar looking corners. You need to learn them, that's for sure. But it's a great track. But it's going to be a bit crowded if there's a lot turn up.
Yeah, it might just be pushing round in one big carousel. But well, you are a brilliant addition to the league. Anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go and start your practice for Lebanon?
Shout out to David, because
What, Johansson?
that Johansson, absolutely.
Oh, right. Do you not just mute him every time he starts talking? No, that's just me. That's just me. Okay. Sorry, go on.
He threw together a pretty fantastic setup. I know you guys said it looked on rails, but I was I was full lock counter steer a few times, but in a good way. Like it was, you had to wrangle the pace out of it, but it really he cooked up something special. So.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, a lot of that second race was absolutely the setup, both good and bad, sliding off track, making up all those spots. Got to credit him.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm just going to see where he is in the finishing order on his own setup that you did so well in. Just scrolling down.
Yeah, I saw he got involved with something at Moss Corner.
He
I
did,
passed him there.
Yeah. But yeah, I just like winding him up because he winds me up. That's the way this works. But yes, we look forward to seeing you at Lebanon, probably on the podium, because you seem to be inching your way nearer and nearer all the time to getting the big points, the super fast points. Yeah, it's very exciting having you as part of our league. Don't ever leave. Logan McKinsey, everybody.
Thank you very much. Good night. Ooh.
Right. Let's have a quick look at. Let's move in. One. Where is it? Where's live booth? There it is. Chris Dixon. Good evening.
Good evening.
Chris.
Again, Sir Alan.
Hello, sweetie. How nice to talk to you.
So,
I would expect a treat to see you in here, Chris.
So let's have a look at race one.
Yes, because I like to look at his paint.
Hang on,
nice
just a
paint
minute.
on the car.
There we go. Right. Race
My
one.
dad's paint's very pretty as well. I like that green. The cars look great at the moment in Work God. As you know, it's very close to my heart.
Yeah, you are completely biased, but we'll skip over that. It's 26th in the first race. It was a bit of a battle back there, really, wasn't it? You were out there with was it Harry, and there's quite a few cars like coming back through the field after having incidents as well, weren't there?
Yeah, I think when I was battling with Harry and Andy, Sam come through.
Yeah.
And I sort of watched him come through and then let him go at the best chance so I could keep the position, which kept me in front of Harry. But yeah, I had a good old battle with Harry for a long time at the back. That was brilliant. Absolutely loved it. And I mean, we both come off that second race with, I had a 1X and he had 2Xs, and my 1X was I was looking in my mirror and just drove off the track going up the straight.
That's fantastic. That sounds fantastic, matey. That really does.
I think he might be leading the league, because other people will have like way more incident points than that. But yeah, it seems like you had a good and clean race, which is, box one ticked of any race, really, isn't it? And any educational journey about how you stay like safe and competitive in these cars. Where did you finish in terms of your teammates? Well, you were ahead of both of them in the first race, and the same in the second race, actually.
So good battle with Andy most of the race. Fee had problems. I don't know. She'll obviously explain when she comes on. It was really good racing with Andy, which I was surprised at because my qualifying and everything, I just couldn't get the car to. I could do like 5 laps and then the car was just sliding all over, so I sort of jumped back to a different setup for the race, and I wasn't sure how it was going to go, so I just went steady the first few laps.
Mhm.
But it was much quicker. I was back in like my normal times with the 127s, and in qualifying I couldn't get out the 129s. It was horrendous.
Wow, that's
Right. Okay.
interesting.
So,
Yeah.
That's a big difference, isn't it? But then the setup can make that. That's why we change setups.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. The racing was absolutely immense.
It
It-
sounds fantastic. That's why you turn up, and yeah, it's good to hear that you're having the fun out there. It looks like you are. To be honest, Chris, it looks like since we've had these different divisions, it's been a riot up and down the whole length of the pitch. It's just been fantastic.
Yeah.
Everybody's had something to race for and about, and it's been
Well, that's
great.
it. And there's always somebody to race with.
Yes.
I was a bit when we first went into the first race. I was a bit wary of it, and I thought I was going to be at the back and just following. Which at one point, after a few incidents and that, I was about 6 seconds behind them, and I just sat there and just carried on. And just held my position. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and especially like you say, the racing with Harry the last couple of weeks is been brilliant.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really, really fair.
Yeah.
And I mean, he did nudge us in one corner. I don't know if you've seen it on the stream, but he clipped me back end, and he just backed off and let us regain.
Right. No, that's good.
And
That's
we carried on. Yeah,
good
it was
sportsmanship.
really fair racing.
Yeah.
It was a 0x. It was just
Yeah, it's nice.
I was
It's very nice, though. It's nice to hear that, Chris.
Yeah. It really is. And you seem to be enjoying the racing. That's what it's all about. I'm gonna say the word Lebanon to you now.
Well, I don't think I've ever been there.
Right.
But I said that last week, and then when I got on the track, I was like, "Yes, I have done this. I did it in the MX5." So I do know
Yeah.
the track, but the lads from Results and a couple of the other lads on Monday night helped out by the shared setups and stuff.
All right. Good.
Although I didn't use them,
Mhm.
I went back to an old one. But yeah, it did help bring the lap times down. So yeah, it was really.
Yeah, I like it there. We've been there, and I've been there in a Formula car as well, I think.
Mm.
But
Right.
it's an interesting track, and it's going. If we've got 36 cars, TCRs on there, it's going to be entertaining.
Be like the M25 in rush hour, wouldn't it? It'd be crazy. But no, you're developing as a driver. You're finishing high up in the AM class order. I got told off by Jamie Wilson for saying AM. You are finishing regularly in the top echelons of the AM class, which is very positive, really, isn't it? I mean, it seems like you're getting very, very familiar with the car now, and it's safe in your hands. Literally, because your incident points are pretty minimal, and that's the first phase. You've got to finish a race in order to score some points, and the only way you do that is to stay safe, and then you can start developing on getting faster and remaining safe. So it's all a journey, but you're clearly well up on that journey now. And anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go and practice for the next place?
Yeah, just the usual. Everybody that's helped out during the week and helped in the practice and stuff, and obviously yourselves for putting the stream on, and all the people for watching. Great, we couldn't.
Yeah, we've just got this lovely shot on the screen, and there you go. You're surrounded by cars. It's fantastic. It's a glorious sight.
Yeah,
It is, because we used to have, you could get lonely at the back at one time, but it's not like that anymore, is it?
No. There's always, like you say, there's always somebody to race with, so it's great. And like the grid today, what was it, 35 people on the grid? It's a lot of
I
people.
think there's 36 apparently.
Yeah, 36. Yeah.
Can you believe it? Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
It looked amazing from here. It really did. Well, thank you very much, Chris. It's been lovely to talk to you, and I'm looking forward to next week, because I can't imagine how it's going to look if we get 36 on the grid at Lebanon.
I'm sure it'll be as good as this week.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, and I
Yeah.
will see you next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take care.
indeed.
Chris
Good night,
Dixon.
matey.
Night.
Goodness me, 36
Right.
cars at Lebanon.
Be amazing, wouldn't it?
It's going to
Um,
be.
Yeah. Probably will have that many as well. Good evening to, in her usual slot, let me find her on the track, Fiona Siddons.
Yay, there we are. Oh, look at that. I like that pink.
Yeah. It was a little bit of struggle street tonight on certain points, wasn't it, Fee?
Yeah, I was just saying to Chris before he got pulled in for his interview, going all the way back to British Sim Racers days, I have never had a night that bad.
Right. What was it down to? Was it just traffic on the track, or was it just struggling with the track and car combination?
It was all down to myself. I just
Oh.
kept losing the back end.
Right. We're seeing one of them now,
Ah.
ironically.
Yeah, well, we've had people with a lot of people have had grip problems.
Mm.
See, a lot of people have been saying that the grip was a bit sketchy in places.
Yeah,
So
there you go. That's killing the cat.
Yeah. That's how
looks beautiful though. Car looks gorgeous though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see the paint's updated nicely as well. So.
Yeah, it looks
Looks
beautiful.
fantastic. But that is how you take a car to pieces without the use of a spanner. But yeah, was it just the car setup and the track being, well, other people have described it as greasy.
It was very greasy, and I'd set up what Carl gave me in practice, and it was doing the same. I put a safe what should have been a safe setup with a big rear wing on it, and still lost it.
Right. Okay.
Well, it's clearly not your night, Petal, and you know some nights it just isn't going to be, is it?
No. It's, as I say, it's the worst I've ever done. And
Wow.
don't like pulling out, but when you sit in the pits and you've got 38 minutes of repairs, there's not a lot of
Only
choice.
30. Yeah. Oh well, I think maybe that's a record. Maybe we should get institute a trophy for biggest repair bill. Yeah. So now, what I wanted to ask you about Lebanon, because we've been there, haven't we?
We have in the MX-5.
In the MX-5, but what do you think in the TCR with 36 cars on there?
It's going to be tight.
Yeah, that's what I say, but I think it feels like a bit of an understatement the more I hear it.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be like the M25 in rush hour.
That's what Pete
That's what I
said.
said. Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. It's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, you're probably going to need to do a bit of practice by the sound of things. Try and use as many AI cars as you can, because we're getting pretty big grids at the minute. And round there, you're right. It's going to be nose to tail all the way around, I think.
Yeah, it's good to see the size of the grid. It really is. It's testament to you guys who organise it all.
Well, I think it's a testament to the drivers,
Yeah,
Pete.
it is. Yeah.
I think it's a testament to the quality of the drivers. They've really, ever since people have started going and doing the official races regularly and being seen out and about, it's raised the profile of the league quite a lot, I think.
Yeah, definitely, and it's good to see.
Yeah, well, it's great to have you going out there and racing out in the leagues and in the officials and doing so well and kicking ass.
Downside is, I mean, in this league, I'm right at the back. I jump into an official and I'm top 5 every time.
Exactly. Well, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's exactly even I am.
Yeah.
And I'm a full-time league racer. I am. Even if I go in a league, even if I go in an official race, I'm a top 5 finisher as well.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you, doesn't it?
It does. It's really good, actually. I like it. I like the way that the league racing helps people, get really good finishing positions in official races. That's kind of part of the exchange, isn't it?
It's a bit like a Q ship, isn't it? It's a bit like a secret power.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Because you go in there, you've got no iRacing points. So I've got about 6, I think.
You've got a couple more than less than me. I think I've got about 10.
Yeah. So, we look forward to seeing you next week at Lebanon. Anybody else you want to thank before we let you go?
I just want to give a shout out to Alan and wish him happy birthday.
Yeah, well said.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
Yeah, he's
You're
100,
welcome, mate.
142 years old today.
Yeah,
Yes.
he is. 'Cause I
Well-
know that because I'm 136.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we will let you go and start your practice for the very busy, it will be, Lebanon circuit this time next week. Fiona Siddons, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Pete.
Night-night. Right then.
Oh,
Alan,
don't. I know.
I'm going there. I'm going there. So we've already spoken about a couple of people that could easily attract the driver of the evening. Can Wobbly's 2 second places be ignored, or Naveed's 2 third places be ignored? I don't know. I know Logan would have done very well if he hadn't got speared off the track in the first race. And the 16 places that he picked up in the second one and finishing 4th is remarkable. And
Yes.
I think I'm leaning towards that, to be honest, because
It's a tough one, matey. I think
Yeah.
it's a tough one tonight. I really do. Roger deserves a shout.
Roger was great. Yeah. He's, finished in 15th in the first race, poled the second one, obviously, as a result of that, and then kept in the top 10. He got an 8th place in that second race. What am I watching here on this stream? Let me go and find somebody to watch. Just one sec. We'll look at Spencer, if I can change the camera to that. There we go. And yeah, there was a few people vying for it, I have to say.
Okay, put that thing up like you did last week with the names on, because
Oh, of course, yeah.
that was really great. I like to see that because
Is it one of these? Nope,
I
it's
don't
not
think
that
there's.
one.
I think I've thought of everybody. I've put everybody through my thinking mill, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I just.
Where does it go?
Is
oh,
it?
I know.
I
There we go.
don't, yeah, I don't think there's anybody standing out there on thoughts. I mean, I think you've named it. I mean, I'm very inclined to go. Well, Stephen deserves a great shout, but I think I would like to go with Naveed myself.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. You go Naveed then. Let me go.
Yeah,
pop
because
that
I
point on.
thought he did a really great job tonight.
Yeah, super clean, very fast, some lovely overtaking, like we saw last time. Where's my thing gone? There's my cursor. Oh,
Well, it's still very new to the league as well, and I think he's just made a great impression, hasn't he? Coming in, he's coming with a top level team, and he's acquitted himself really well, and he's really he's taken on the ethos of the league, and he's realised that he's found somewhere that's a really good home to be, and I appreciate that from him. He said some nice things about the league, and yeah, that's great, and he's very welcome here, and he drove absolutely brilliantly again.
Yeah. If I could give 2 points out, I would do, because I think Wobbly deserves a big shout for his performance. But I also think that Logan did a remarkable performance in that second race. And I think that one's probably a bit too good to ignore. It would have been easy for him to, lose heart completely.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Showed brilliant racing spirit. To come all the way back through the field, 16 places in that second race, measured it out nicely, had great tactics, let everybody else do their thing and ignored them, and did his own thing, and finished 4th. So I think that, for me, is just a little bit special. So a point for Logan from me. On that point, there is another TCR league out there, and it's raced across the pond in America. They're on a different time slot to us, and they race on a different day. I can't remember which day it is. I'll find out now. Hopefully find out now anyway.
I think I would have. The thing about Wobbly is you want to give him things, but you know he's not going to complete all the races, so he's not really going to be. It's not. It's kind of disqualifies himself from the running in these things in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, it's not for that reason. I just think that Logan did a
No,
really
but
good job.
it is a reason why I didn't give him.
Okay.
Because it was a toss up between him and Naveed.
Yeah.
And I know that at the end of the season, it might be the difference between Naveed winning it and not.
True.
But it
yeah.
won't be. You know, that 1 point.
Yeah, true.
And it won't be for wobbling, which is I love the man.
Yeah.
And he drove fantastic tonight. It was great to watch him. And it's enough I loved seeing him doing well and finishing races and doing really great, isn't he? He's driving great. And such a great pairing up he's made with Stephen. I think that's really great. It's
certainly going to be.
I think he's maybe. I wonder if Stephen hasn't calmed him down a bit.
Yeah, maybe. I doubt it though. It is wobbly after all. But no, so there is another TCR league out there, raced across the pond in America, and it's called Alpha Touring Challenge. Logan, I think, runs it. I think that's most.
Alpha Touring Challenge.
Yeah. So
okay.
They've got their own website, they've got their own Discord channels, etc., just like we do. Obviously, like SRL, we're not in any competition. We're here to promote TCR racing.
Absolutely.
And keep the multiple communities alive. So go and check that out. It doesn't conflict with any of our times. It might be in a American favoured time slot, so it might fit some people's calendars in the European time calendar.
Certainly worth giving it a look because we want to be mutually supportive of other people. And Logan's there racing with us, and it certainly, I guess, if the drivers in his league are his kind of standard driving, our drivers would love it. They're just the same. You know, you're going to get the same standard of driving, aren't you? You're going to get fantastic driving and racing.
Yeah, I think so. So I'll get some graphics off their website for next time, but it all looks very good. And get yourselves.
No, I think that's very nice. It's very nice that you can do these things, Pete. That you promote it is a family after all.
Yes, it is. Absolutely, yeah. It's mutually assured longevity, really, isn't it? Because we can keep each other fully fueled with races across the way, and hopefully, share some. Logan's racing in this one, and other people can race.
We can share our passion, and we've certainly got plenty of that. Yes. We've got some passionate drivers, that's for sure.
Absolutely right. So we shall bring this broadcast to a close, and watch Spencer piloting that car in the second race, at least, around other cars, and winning races. It's something that he's very good at.
He's awesome at it.
Yeah, we shall look forward to a very busy Lebanon track, which I still need to go and look at. Next week.
Well, you'll enjoy that over the weekend.
I will. I'm definitely going racing there. Thanks to all the people that watched. Thanks to all the racers that took part. You were absolutely fantastic, all of you, tonight. Thanks to you, Alan, on your birthday, for joining me in the booth and dabbling in the odd little snifter of scotch along the way.
Yes, well, you'll be pleased to know that I wasn't drinking my gift whiskey tonight.
Oh, okay.
Because that needs to be saved, and I started early today.
Fair enough, yeah.
So I've got a different bottle of the same.
I see. Right, got you. Nice.
It is very nice. I'm on my second glass now, Pete.
Oh, very good, very good.
I know.
I'll see you all next week and hand you over to Alan for his birthday announcements.
Slow. Well, what birthday announcement? It's my birthday, wasn't it? Well, I haven't got any birthday announcements, except it was my birthday, which is an utterly forgettable thing for me, except a load of people sent me a bunch of messages that it really always touches me, that people will go to the time and trouble to type out a little message to me on my birthday. I don't care about birthdays much. I've had 71 of them. I've got well used to them. But the little messages that come with it are really special. And I thank everybody for them, in fact, because they mean a lot to me. It's very nice to have some affection. These people, when you respect them, like I respect these drivers, having a bit of affection back from them means the world to me, and it's fantastic. And that's enough of that waffle, and I shall see you next week at Leadenhall or wherever it is.